You get reborn for revenge, but before you can even start, your entire family goes absolutely out of their minds. Your oldest sister, who always ignored you like dirt, is now sobbing and begging for your forgiveness. Your second sister, who treated you like a mortal enemy, is now begging on her knees, crying her eyes out. She is just begging you to call her sister again. Even your toxic parents, who used to look at you with pure disgust, are suddenly buying you mansions and sports cars. But the absolute craziest part of all? Your cold fiancée, who used to utterly despise your very existence, suddenly confesses her love and insists she actually wants to marry you. Looking at this sudden turnaround in everyone, you simply cannot accept it. This second life was supposed to be an epic, satisfying story of pure revenge. If all of you suddenly turn into good guys, how am I supposed to play this game? Luckily, there is still one person who remains exactly the same. On this very morning, you open your eyes in your room. After piecing your messy memories together, you realize you have been sent back in time to when you were 18. This is exactly 2 years after your real, biological family finally tracked you down. You are still stuck in that same drafty, run-down bedroom with patched-up clothes, looking like a total beggar in this insanely luxurious family mansion. Fortunately, your vital organs are still intact. Talk about a weird silver lining, right? See, in your previous life, your dear parents literally sliced you open to steal your kidney just to save their adopted favorite son. And instead of showing any gratitude, they kicked you right out of the Zane family like trash. Sitting on your bed now, your heart is absolutely overflowing with pure fury. Since fate gave me a second chance, I am definitely not holding back. I am choosing the absolute path of blood and vengeance. But just as you are mapping out your master plan, a knock rattles the door. He calls out, "Brother, please come out and eat. Do not make Mom, Dad, and our sisters worry anymore." He says he knows you hate him for stealing your life, but it is okay. As long as you are happy, he is willing to pack up and leave. All he begs is for permission to visit his dear parents and sisters during the holidays. That pathetic voice belongs to Zachary, your adopted brother, and the absolute monster who brutally tortured and eventually killed you in your very first life. Hearing your absolute silence, Zachary starts sobbing even louder and begs you not to ignore him. He keeps going, "I am so sorry, brother." He says he will give it to you and instantly. You understand his exact game. There is no way Zachary is out there alone. Let us see who he is trying to manipulate with his fake tears this time. You swing the door open. "Oh, what is wrong, my dearest little brother?" Right away, Zachary spots Chloe standing nearby and instantly plays the victim, crying and asking what he did wrong when he just wanted to be close. He sighs and says you can scream at him as much as you want, as long as it makes you happy. He is willing to take the blame, and instantly, Chloe scowls in disgust. She snaps, "Ethan, he only wanted to invite you down for dinner. Do not go too far." In your past life, you would have immediately started apologizing to them with a fake, desperate smile. But this time, you just give them a cold, sarcastic smirk, asking if they did not explicitly ban you from the table whenever outsiders are around. Hearing this, Chloe freezes for a second, automatically shifting her gaze toward Zachary. Zachary never expected you to expose the truth so bluntly. The old you would have done absolutely anything just to please this toxic family and earn their love. Even when you were treated horribly, you would just swallow your pride and stay silent to keep the peace. What on earth is wrong with you today? Trying to save face, Zachary quickly stammered that you are speaking absolute nonsense, because you are family and should obviously eat together. As he speaks, actual tears start rolling down his face as he fake sighs. He cries that you are just trying to ruin his reputation in front of Chloe, pleading that the two of them are really nothing more than just good friends. He promises he would never steal your fiancée, but before he can finish his dramatic speech, Chloe steps in to shield him. She snaps, "Ethan, I do not care about your family drama, but listen up. I will absolutely never marry you, so stop taking your pathetic anger out on innocent Zachary. Behaving like a child only makes me despise you even more." Hearing this, a smug, barely noticeable smirk crawls onto Zachary's face. The powerful Lawson and Zane families have massive business ties. They are deeply connected. And since Chloe is the sole heiress of the Lawson family, everyone knows exactly what marrying her would mean. Because of this, both families had arranged a marriage before you were even born. Being the real, biological son of the Zane family meant that the moment you stepped back inside, this arranged marriage was dumped right onto you. But that instantly made Zachary insanely insecure. He knew he did not have a single drop of Zane blood flowing through his veins. If Chloe actually ended up with you, Zachary would be the one losing his absolute mind over it. Seeing her act so hostile toward you made him secretly thrilled. But your reaction? Pure, ice-cold indifference. You tell her straight up, "Miss Chloe, you are totally overthinking this. I have zero interest in you, or this stupid arranged marriage. If you already have some guy in your heart, do not worry for a second. I will never stand in the way of your true love. Then, you turn your gaze right back to Zachary. And as for my precious little brother, stop acting like I just handed you some massive, tragic injustice. Keep crying to test everyone's patience, but the things you desperately crave mean absolutely nothing to me. Frankly, I despise people who weep over nothing, especially a grown man. If tears actually solved anything when my grandparents passed away, and I was begging for someone to help me, I would have cried a whole ocean by now. You playing the victim all the time makes it seem like you actually suffered. Just put away those pathetic, cheap, worthless tears. This is pure gold right here. Hearing this, both Zachary and Chloe stand completely frozen. They never expected the usually quiet, pathetic Ethan, the kid who always tried to please everyone, to spit such razor-sharp fire. Staring at the heavy silence, you look them dead in the eye and ask if they want anything else. If not, you need sleep. With that, you slam the door shut in their faces. Leaning back, your fists squeeze so hard that your knuckles turn stark white. Honestly, for a split second, you were terrified you might lose control and physically strangle Zachary right then and there. You keep desperately telling yourself in your own mind he is not worth it. Trading your second chance at life for a piece of garbage like him? Absolutely not worth it. Now that you are back, you have endless ways to fix your past regrets. Taking a life is just the cheapest, lowest level trick. See, in your past life, the Zane parents dragged you back under the excuse of building a bond with your brother. Without even asking, they shoved you straight into the elite high school that Zachary and Chloe went to. You tried your absolute hardest to adapt to the new school and the insanely difficult classes. But combined with the brutal bullying from everyone, you just could not keep up with the work. Eventually, you ended up at some garbage, no-name college, making you the ultimate embarrassment next to golden boy Zachary. Then, during your senior year, the Zane parents finally called you. Crying, they claimed Zachary had a deadly kidney disease, begging you to step up and donate your kidney to save him. They promised they would make it up to you, offering company shares and a real spot in the family empire after graduation. Back then, you were just desperately starved for any family affection. I mean, looking back now, do you blame him for wanting to smack some sense into his past self? You will never forget that nightmare lying on the cold operating table while Zachary stared down at you with pure disgust, mocking you for being so pathetic. He sneered that even though you were the biological son, it only took one word from him to make you hand your kidney over. That jerk admitted he never even had a disease, and that he was completely playing your clueless parents like a fiddle. Basically, he just wanted to test them to see exactly how far they would go. Zachary laughed, saying he never expected they would actually slice open their real son for him. He called you an unloved, spineless loser that nobody cared about. After the surgery, everyone rushed straight to comfort Zachary. Meanwhile, you nearly died on the cold bed from severe infection, barely managing to scrape by and survive. But your health was completely ruined. Out of pure guilt, your parents ended up tossing you a measly 5% of the family business shares. To put it bluntly, the old you was a top-tier, certified pushover. As your thoughts wander, 30 minutes fly by. Suddenly, there is another loud knock at your door. You slowly pull it open. Standing there are your stone-faced Zane parents, right alongside your sisters, Fiona and Lana, who look absolutely furious. And naturally, the star of the show, Zachary. He starts begging his parents and sisters not to act like this. He whines that it is all his fault, saying he must have upset his brother, begging them to blame him instead. The guy even chokes up right on cue with absolute Oscar-level timing. Your second sister, Lana, feels her heart break for him, instantly growing incredibly anxious. She gently wipes the tears starting to fall from Zachary's eyes, telling him to stop. He is already more than sensible enough. Zachary puts on a total act, sniffling while throwing a terrified glance your way. That single look convinces everyone. Right on cue, Lana whips her head around, glaring directly at you. She looks at you with pure disgust, as if you are some heinous, unforgivable criminal. Your eldest sister slowly chimes in, asking why you always bully little Zach. Why make him look so bad in front of Chloe when she is so disappointed in you? Hearing her say this, you just burst out laughing, staring right at your eldest sister, Fiona. Your actual biological parents and real blood sisters are constantly coddling your beloved little brother. How crazy would you have to be to ever touch their precious favorite child? Look at his face now. You turn to Zachary and ask how you bullied him, demanding some actual, real details. Zachary instantly dodges your eyes, retreating further behind his second sister, which immediately triggers all of Lana's protective instincts. Ethan, she snaps, you messed up but lacked the guts to admit it. How dare you deny embarrassing little Zach just seconds ago? Hearing that, you cannot help but snort in amusement. You smile, reminding your second sister that she literally called you completely unpresentable. Since you are banned from the dining table whenever guests are over, you were simply following their strict rules to the letter. Enough. Your usually quiet father, Zane, frowns slightly as he glares at you, claiming your brother only kindly called you for dinner. You are the older brother, so letting little Zach have his way is only natural. Just apologize to little Zach so everyone can move on. Seeing this, your mother steps in with her usual preachy, lecturing tone. Exactly. Ethan, your brother, is physically weak, so you must let things slide. Watching this ridiculous family circus play out is honestly hilarious, so you tell them that Zachary can have absolutely whatever he wants in this house. After all, nothing here is worth caring about. But if they expect you to just sit back and take their garbage, you are absolutely out. They all stare in absolute disbelief. Are you actually blaming us? Hearing this, you wave your hand. That is way too serious a word. When you found me, you claimed you were my biological parents, and wanted to make up for 15 years of lost time. But it has already been 2 years. All I have seen is my own one-sided effort to be a good son, while you all completely failed your original promises. Besides, my 2 dear sisters totally despise and look down on me. Is this your compensation? And you say I bully young Zach? A kid who was missing for 15 years? Even have the power to bully the golden boy you have coddled for 18 years? Let me ask you this, when have I ever stayed quiet without being immediately blamed for everything by this family? Your cold gaze sweeps the room, making everyone frown, before finally landing on Zachary. Tell him to drop the pathetic acts and constant hypocrisy. Do you really think everyone is stupid enough to fall for your dirty little tricks? Zachary panics and shakes his head. No, brother, you have completely misunderstood me. He insists he only wants you to get along with their parents and sisters, making you burst into outright laughter. Then why is your relationship with everyone constantly getting worse? Or are you simply a massive, shameless liar? Just like a second ago, my dearest little brother, did I actually bully you? And here comes the twist. Zachary is totally speechless, struggling to hold back his tears. Before anyone can jump in to defend him, you smile and say, "You are only kidding. In fact, you are incredibly envious of him. He has all the love of their parents and sisters. He gets to live in the biggest bedroom, while you are apparently not even worthy of a tiny, vacant nanny room. He receives luxury gifts anytime and anywhere, whereas your big brother here has not celebrated a single birthday since the day he arrived in this house. But what you envy most is his endless wardrobe of nice, brand new clothes, while you are stuck wearing cheap, worn-out flea market knockoffs. So my dear little brother, compared to my own life, your big brother is honestly, from the bottom of his heart, deeply envious of you." After this absolute truth bomb hits, every single member of the Zane family turns completely pale, especially hearing about the birthdays and clothes. Father Zane's strict face slowly turns incredibly dark, while Mother Zane, who never even looks at you, suddenly has a moment of realization. Staring at the tiny, cramped storage closet you live in right behind you, and the cheap clothes you are wearing, she hesitates, opening her mouth, but failing to find a single word to say. Zachary's lips are literally trembling as he tries to find an excuse, but he's got absolutely nothing to say. He just shoots you a venomous glare when nobody is looking. So you just let out a massive, dramatic yawn. Look, it's late. I've got school. I'm going to bed. But just as you turn to leave, Father Zane suddenly calls out, telling Mother Zane to have the servants prepare the second-floor master bedroom. And surprisingly, Mother Zane doesn't argue. She just tells the servants to get it done, prompting you to shoot a smug, victorious look straight at Zachary. Feeling the heat of your stare, Zachary panics for the first time and immediately clings tightly to his second sister, Lana. At the exact same time, several maids quickly open your wardrobe, but seeing the handful of tattered, shredded rags inside, leaves them completely and totally stunned. Honestly, those old clothes belong in the trash, but they're literally the only things you have to wear. Father Zane waves his hand in absolute disgust, telling the maids to toss every single piece in the trash. But you grab the maid's hand, folding each piece gently. "Hey, it took me a really long time to save up for these. They're still wearable. It'd be a real shame to throw them away." That makes Father Zane snap. He slaps the clothes right out of your hands, yelling that he sends you 100,000 every month. Why are you playing the victim in these rags? Hearing his words, your mind is left in absolute confusion. 100,000 pocket money? Look at Zachary and Lana's guilty faces. Everything suddenly makes perfect sense. Before you can even speak, Father Zane continues barking about your state. Where's the Zane family elegance? If word gets out, people will literally think my family is too poor to raise a son. Honestly, you find the whole thing absolutely hilarious. Dear Father, I'm really grateful you brought me back here, gave me shelter, and let me attend a top-tier school. But for 2 years, I paid for everything besides my tuition. These clothes might look cheap, but I bought them myself. Other than occasionally eating a half-filling meal here, I have never, realistically, spent a single cent of your family's money. So when it comes to raising a son, you have zero right to talk. Father Zane's face twists. What kind of talk is that? Where did all those bank card spending notifications come from then? Seeing this, you just let out a heavy sigh. To be honest, even if I never came back here, I'd still be working and studying on my own. Just look at this. I support myself, yet I endure your constant insults and wild accusations. Ever since I got here, everyone has treated me like some street thug who's only after the family inheritance. Hearing this, Mother Zane whips around to face Lana, demanding to know where the bank card is. Suddenly, every eye in the room is locked on her. Lana's face turns instantly pale, knowing full well she got caught. But she still tries to lie, stammering out excuses until everyone in the room finally realizes the truth. Right on cue, Zachary steps in with fake tears, crying that he is so sorry and it is all his fault. He claims Ethan's card is with him because he thought it was a gift. He begs them not to blame his second sister. He says to blame him instead, dramatically dropping to his knees while wiping away tears that don't even exist in the first place. He mutters that he should just leave, thanking Mom and Dad for raising him. He thanks his older sisters too, crying about how well they've always taken care of him. But before he can finish, Lana yanks him back up, shouting that he did nothing wrong and shouldn't be the one leaving. She looks stubbornly at her parents, declaring that they told her to give the card to her brother, but she only has one brother, little Zach. So she feels she did absolutely nothing wrong, and with that, she literally drags Zachary out of the room. Honestly, you've got to laugh at this tag team performance. What parent could possibly stay mad after all that drama? Honestly, Ethan, am almost in complete awe of this utter, absolute garbage. Fiona, the eldest sister, quickly follows them out, leaving Father and Mother Zane looking genuinely remorseful for the very first time. They tell you Lana is spoiled, and you two just need time. Things will get better, they promise, but you only offer a faint smile. Hey, she's only 20, it's fine. I forgive her. And as for Zachary, who took my life for 18 years, I forgive him too. After all, I'm the older brother. That instantly makes Mother Zane look incredibly awkward as she whispers that it's all her fault and you shouldn't say such things. Mom claims she felt guilty for ignoring you because Zach was weak. She promises to make it up to you, but you just tell her, don't bother you, don't steal other people's things. Their smiles instantly freeze. They ask if you blame them, but you say no, you actually want to thank them. After all, they taught you a lot. Grabbing your clothes from the floor, you grin and tell them you are heading to sleep. You can't throw these clothes out, or you'll have nothing to wear tomorrow. You head upstairs. Pushing your bedroom door open, only one word comes to mind: massive. It is easily 4 times the size of your old room. Looking out of the massive floor-to-ceiling glass at the beautiful night scenery of the villa, you take a deep breath. This game has only just begun. You can definitely chalk round 1 up as a small win. But wait, things are about to get way more complicated. The next day at school, during break time, a pale and sickly kid walks in carrying 2 cups of milk tea. Classmates immediately tease that Zachary is here to see Chloe again. Seeing their reactions, Zachary coughs weakly twice to play up his fragile image. Suddenly, 6 more students walk in carrying stacks of drinks. As the class stares in shock, Zachary flashes a gentle smile. He announces he bought a cup for everyone, sending the entire classroom into a happy frenzy. Right away, people start praising how incredibly kind and generous Zachary is. They complain they don't know how anyone could have the nerve to bully him while glaring directly at your desk. Ever since your first day at this school, this adopted brother of yours has acted like a total stranger. Naturally, this silent treatment was fully agreed upon by the entire Zane family. Looking back at it today, you can't help but sigh at the sheer hypocrisy. Your parents told you that while you're their biological son, they also raised little Zach for over 10 years. They claimed that if they announced your real identity, people would judge poor little Zach. Yield to him just because you are the older brother? Absolutely ridiculous. The actual biological son has to hide in the shadows just to protect some adopted golden child. Even if Zachary pretends not to know you, he never misses a single chance to frame you. After giving Chloe a drink, he starts slowly making his way toward your desk. He literally stops after every single step, breathing heavily just to take another step. He really plays up his fragile yet resilient act to the absolute maximum, especially with those pitiful puppy dog eyes of his. Everyone in the room instantly wants to protect him. When he finally reaches you, he plasters on a fake smile and offers you a cup of milk tea. He says he hopes you two can become good friends, struggling dramatically just to lift his hand with the drink. After watching this pathetic soap opera unfold, you just laugh out loud and ask if he's planning to apply for film school. He is practicing his acting right in class, and his timing is honestly flawless. Hearing this, Zachary's fake smile completely freezes as he asks what is wrong with you. He whimpers that even if you hate him, you shouldn't insult his character. But you don't feel like wasting energy on his drama. You just roll your eyes, completely ignoring him. You open your book. Then, check this out. The milk tea in Zachary's hand suddenly and inexplicably flies through the air, drawing a beautiful arc before smashing onto the floor. Liquid splashes all over his clean shoes, and before you can even react, he starts crying out. He begs you to just say so if you don't want to be friends, pleading for you to stop bullying him. Right on cue, the whole class glares at you for going too far. They yell that Zachary was nice enough to treat everyone, so why did you have to knock his drink over? The crowd completely agrees. They accuse you of using your big size to bully poor Zach, threatening to run and report you to the teacher. Hearing they might tell the teacher, Zachary panics. Forget it, everyone. Please don't be angry. He insists he is fine and believes you didn't mean to do it, hoping that one day he can touch your heart so you won't bully him anymore. Pure manipulation. What an absolute green tea masterclass. His classmates get even more furious, calling Zachary way too kind and claiming you have no conscience. They snap that trying to befriend you is worse than raising a dog. Chloe storms over, looking absolutely furious. Spotting her in his peripheral vision, Zachary secretly pinches his own arm to force out some tears. His arm immediately flushed red, and he even managed to squeeze out a few pathetic tears. Standing there with his head bowed, he looked completely wronged. Watching this absolute masterclass in manipulation, you almost start questioning your own reality. But Chloe snaps you back, shouting that if you ever bully Zachary again, she will make you pay a heavy price. She claims your behavior is disgusting and demands you apologize immediately. Right on cue, the rest of the class starts joining the uproar. They yell at you to apologize, but you do not care about their noise. You just keep staring straight at Zachary. He is nothing but a professional victim who loves weaponizing people's pity to get what he wants. With that, you stand up. Your muscular frame over 6 feet tall instantly scares Zachary, making him stumble back in fear. He stammers that if you touch him, his sister won't let you off, quickly hiding behind Chloe. You can only snort with laughter at the sight. That reflex of hiding behind a woman is seriously practiced to absolute perfection. You tell him you just want to clear his name. Hearing this, Chloe freezes, realizing she was just used as a human shield. Her expression instantly sours, and noticing this shift, Zachary quickly tries to backtrack. Stuttering nervously, he claims he just stepped on the milk tea by accident because he was scared. He desperately asks why you always target him, begging you to please just stop bullying him for once in your life. Instead of replying, you simply lock eyes with him, wearing a calm smile. Within a second, Zachary guiltily looks away. You smile. Tell him not to look down, but to look up. You point right at the surveillance cameras positioned at the front and back of the classroom. Aren't those the exact security cameras used to monitor the high-stakes college exams? Oh, wait. You were skipping school back then to get your driver's license, so you probably didn't even notice them, did you? The moment he spots those cameras, Zachary's face instantly turns pale with dread. Taking another step back, he stammers that senior year is too important for drama, so he just wants to drop it. He says that's enough if you stop. You just burst out laughing, and honestly, we would too. Suddenly, a voice from behind calls out, revealing they saw Zachary drop the milk tea and pinch his own arm. The classroom is dead silent, making this quiet voice sound incredibly loud and clear to everyone. Whispers immediately ripple through the room. After all, this call-out came from the student who just transferred here today. Her voice carries total neutrality. Zachary stammers, accusing her of seeing it wrong. He insists you bullied him and asks if you threatened her, promising the class will protect her. But Mia simply keeps her head down, quietly stating that she is not lying and was definitely not threatened. She suggests checking the cameras if they don't believe her, as she only wants to speak the truth. She asks him to stop glaring, sending Zachary into an absolute panic at the mention of the cameras. He quickly apologizes, claiming he was just anxious. He knows checking those recordings would completely destroy the innocent victim persona he painstakingly built. Mia immediately presses on, asking about your apology. Before she can finish, Zachary glares at you, gritting his teeth as he mumbles a quiet apology. He spits the words out, turning around to flee the scene. Talk about an absolute plot twist. Everyone is completely stunned, wondering if Zachary directed this entire drama himself. The classmates gossip about how incredibly scheming he is for his age. Feeling their heavy judgment, Zachary wants to glare at you, but knowing the cameras are watching, he forces himself to look tearful instead. Just as he's about to escape, you suddenly call out to stop him. You casually brush imaginary dust off his shoulder, then laugh. You just remembered something. Those security cameras are only active during actual exams. Normally, they aren't even plugged in. Sorry for scaring you. Realizing he was bluffed, Zachary shoots you a venomous glare before storming out of the room. Once he is gone, Chloe looks at you awkwardly, but you tell her it's fine. She is taken aback, but you repeat that it is fine. After all, this isn't your first rodeo with him. You just ask her to make sure her precious friend stays far away from you from now on. A witness won't always be there. You leave Chloe standing there like she just swallowed a bug. Without another word, she spun around and walked back to her desk. With the classroom battle won, you turned to thank your absolute MVP. Looking closely at Mia, a strangely pitiful and hurt look flashes in her clear eyes. Before you can even open your mouth to ask what is wrong, she plops back down and turns her back. Seeing her look like she just suffered some massive, tragic heartbreak, you cannot help but chuckle. It looks like she got pretty spooked by that terrifying death stare Zachary threw at her earlier. Wait, how did you even know this girl? Turns out, she was the exact same person you saved this morning. On your way to school, a loud commotion in an alley stopped you. Peering inside, you saw 5 delinquent girls cornering an incredibly stunning young girl. One of the bullies was actually trying to force a cigarette right into her mouth. Maybe your own painful past life made you empathize with her. Or maybe you just wanted to protect someone so sweet. Whatever the reason, you did not hesitate for a single second. You snatched the hand of the bully holding the cigarette and quickly yanked the frightened girl behind your back. The angry delinquent instantly started screaming curses at you. She screams, "Who the heck are you?" You calmly reply that you are Ethan, a high school senior, stopping her. That behavior is completely toxic, so I am putting an end to it. Hearing this, the head bully scoffs loudly and crosses her arms. She sneers, "What is that supposed to mean?" You declare that as long as you are here, nobody touches her. She lets out a nasty laugh, but right as she is about to say something, her entire body suddenly freezes up. Frowning, she mutters that you are a psycho and quickly retreats. You immediately turn around and ask if she is okay. The girl keeps her gaze low, but slowly looks up at the sound of your voice. Her incredibly cute face and soft baby fat give her this natural aura that practically screams, "Please bully me." Seeing her trembling, you soften your voice and tell her not to worry because those jerks are gone and won't hurt her again. She looks up with those big, teary eyes and whispers a soft, incredibly sweet thank you. That adorable voice completely melts your heart on the spot. You gently tell her she is very welcome. You tell her to inform the teachers or the principal next time. Just promise me you won't ever sit there and take it. Because she looks so helpless, you patiently give her this advice. She just blinks her big eyes and nods like an obedient child. She quietly says she understands before you tell her goodbye. But you never expected her to show up as the new transfer student. To make things even wilder, she is assigned to sit right next to you. That is why she helped expose Zachary today. Even though you have absolutely no memory of anyone named Mia from your past life, she still came through for you today. Grateful, you gently tap her arm with your finger and slip a sweet little candy from your pocket right onto her desk. Seeing that sweet candy, Mia instantly beams with joy and very carefully clutches it in her hands. She whispers that Ethan is the first person to ever give her candy. Hearing that, your heart genuinely breaks for this poor girl. How could she grow up without anyone ever giving her a single treat? What kind of painful life did she have before this? A stunning girl who is too soft to defend herself is unfortunately bound to attract toxic and jealous bullies. Isolation was likely her normal. Feeling protective, you thump your chest and declare that everything is totally fine now. From this day on, I have got your back. Nobody will ever dare mess with you again. Hearing this, Mia nods happily. She carefully slips the candy into her pocket and gently pats it before whispering to ask who that awful guy was just now. You explain that Zachary is just a nobody and warn her to steer completely clear of him in the future. You tell her not to be stubborn like today. Mia just blinks her innocent eyes in pure confusion and asks why you sighed. You tell her she is too kind to understand just how dark and twisted human hearts can be. A jerk like him looks decent on the outside, but his soul is rotten. Just avoid him, and if he ever tries to mess with you, you tell me immediately. I will show you how I handle trash like him. Mia nods her head eagerly, before quickly diving back into her textbooks. Once school ends, a blushing Mia suddenly hands you a small slip of paper. She tells you to call her if you ever need help with schoolwork, then vanishes into the crowd without looking back. Staring at those digits, you smile. In this second chance at life, you never expected to experience such genuine warmth and happiness. But brace yourselves the exact second you step foot inside your house. All of that warm, fuzzy happiness instantly goes right out the window. You find your entire family lined up, staring at you with pure hatred. Before you can speak, your second sister steps up and slaps you hard. Glancing at Zachary playing the innocent victim behind them, everything instantly clicks. Trouble again. Our fake brother is out here stirring up serious drama. But the second you step through the front door, your lovely sister tries to slap you. Seeing it coming, you step back, grab Lana's arm mid-swing, and easily toss her onto the hard floor. That's when you finally look inside. The family stands lined up, faces stiff with anger. As Lana hits the floor, Father Zane slams the table. "Look at what you've become, Ethan," he roars. while Zachary rushes to help Lana up. Lana stands. She points and screams that you are complete trash for hitting her. Completely ignoring her, you stroll to the center of the room, mockingly complimenting their pretty dramatic setup. Did you bully little Zach in front of his classmates today? How many times must I repeat that he's your brother? Just yield to him. Do you really need to destroy this house to be satisfied? He barks at you, demanding to know why you just shoved your second sister onto the ground. No chance to speak. Zachary immediately spots how incredibly angry the parents are. He instantly forces some fake tears, begging them not to blame you because it's supposedly all his fault. Then, he turns to you, whimpering that he knows you hate him. He claims you can mistreat him because he stole your life for over 10 years. He accepts all your hatred, but insists that you should never have laid a single finger on Lana. Honestly, watch this next move. You shrug, nod at your parents, and walk straight up to Zachary. Glasses off. You raise your hand and deliver a brutal, massive slap. The impact spins Zachary around a full 360 degrees before he crashes hard on his butt, leaving everyone frozen. He sits there dazed, then starts wailing loudly as you turn back to your father. Fine, you say, apologizing for bullying young Master Zach. But Lana's slap was clear to everyone, unless they are blind. Pure rage. Father Zane instantly loses his mind. He screams that bringing you back was a mistake because your vulgar, low-class nature is utterly disgusting to him. You laugh aloud. Honestly, you tell him, he is completely correct. Sure, you are trashy, unlike their perfect little Zach who hides behind fake tears. But how is he any better than you? Before you can finish, Mother Zane swings her hand to slap you, shrieking for you to apologize to both of them. A numb cheek. You calmly say you only apologize for things you actually did. Why apologize for what you did not do? She snaps back, demanding respect because she is your mother. As she orders you to say sorry and swings another slap, you instantly catch her wrist midair, stopping her cold. That first slap was out of respect, but this one is crossing a massive line. She stares in disbelief, muttering how sickening it is to think that you are actually her biological son. Right on cue, Zachary throws himself into her arms, crying that it hurts. Seeing the red mark on his cheek, Mother Zane immediately softens, turning into a protective, comforting angel for him. She reassures him they will get justice, wishing he was her real son, because Ethan is not even half the man he is. Look at this. Watching this fake, affectionate family display almost brings you to tears. Lana suddenly screams at the top of her lungs, demanding an explanation for why you dared to hit her. You slowly walk over to her, asking exactly what kind of explanation she expects from you. You all just believe his one-sided lies, and immediately pin everything on me. Did any of you try to find out the truth these past 2 years? How often has he claimed I bullied him? Am I really that dumb to pick fights when I know you all constantly protect your precious little favorite? Pure stupidity. Why would I look for trouble? Think for once, dear sister. Your eyes sweep the room, landing on Father Zane. You promise to own up to things you actually did, but nobody can force you to admit to lies. Family blood is quite a magical thing, after all. No low moves. Blood keeps you from that as you head straight upstairs. Meanwhile, Zachary glares up at you with pure venom, while still clinging to his mother. Seeing that Father Zane is not punishing you, Zachary starts wailing even louder about how much it hurts. He cries that nobody has ever hit him before, as you walk into your room and collapse onto your bed. That was your first major clash with the Zane family. And honestly, it felt pretty damn good. Afterward, you pulled out your phone and added Mia. That night, you slept incredibly well. You even slept in 10 minutes later than usual the next morning. You quickly grabbed some steamed buns and ate them while waiting for your bus. Right at that moment, look who rolls up in a black BMW. Inside the car, Chloe frowns slightly seeing him there. She figures Ethan is just playing hard to get and won't give up. She feels she should have seen his true colors sooner. Suddenly, her phone rings. It's Zachary begging Chloe for help. He says Ethan might hold a grudge over yesterday's little misunderstanding. He claims Ethan beat him last night, hogged the family car, and forced him to walk all the way to school. He begs her to pick him up. Reading this, Chloe subconsciously looks right over at the bus stop. She feels a bit confused. Even so, she tells the driver to turn the car around. The moment Zachary spots Chloe's car, he suddenly starts running so fast he looks ready to faceplant onto the pavement. Chloe rushes out to help him, asking if he is okay. Zachary just forces a weak, bitter smile. He tells Chloe he is completely fine, but sighs that his brother's massive tantrum forced her to take this long detour just to fetch him. While talking, Zachary opens the car door, perfectly exposing his bruised right cheek for Chloe to see. Sensing Chloe's shocked gaze, he pretends he forgot to hide it, hastily turning away while whimpering for Chloe to please not look at him. Tears instantly stream down his face as he begs Chloe to look away and leave him alone. He begs her to let him keep his dignity, sobbing that Ethan did this before bursting into loud tears. He keeps apologizing, saying he should have obediently left the Zane family the very day his brother returned. Chloe sighs deeply, telling him it is not his fault since they were both just young kids back then. He could not control his adoption. But Zachary whimpers that his brother absolutely hates him now. He says Ethan feels like everything was stolen, even though Zachary claims he gave up everything for him. He asks why his brother keeps bullying him, begging Chloe to talk to Ethan and assure him he won't steal anything if Ethan just stops hitting him. Saying he cannot take it anymore, Chloe immediately responds coldly, telling him not to worry. She promises to definitely get him justice, but Zachary warns that Ethan will definitely deny hitting him. He says Ethan will definitely claim he took the bus to school, begging her to avoid conflict so Ethan won't harass her. This instantly jolts Chloe awake. Wait a minute. She literally just saw Ethan get on the bus with her own 2 eyes. Makes you wonder, did Ethan really go back just to steal Zachary's car? Suddenly, Chloe finds herself completely unable to read Zachary. And on the way to school, Zachary does not stop talking. He begs Chloe not to hate his brother, blaming his own ignorance, before mentioning there is something else she should know. He hesitates to speak, but before Chloe can even reply, Zachary claims his brother is a total violent maniac. He tells her Ethan beat him, attacked their second sister, and left their father completely speechless with anger. He says their mom was crying, warning Chloe that he does not want her getting hurt. Chloe stays quiet, offering no commentary. If Zachary put on this whole show just to warn her away from Ethan, then things were starting to make sense. Meanwhile, the second you walk into the classroom, Mia pulls out a handful of fresh strawberries. She offers you some, and you accept, teasing her for actually understanding how to return a favor. You pop one straight into your mouth, finding it pretty sweet and tasty. Hearing this, Mia's eyes light up, and she immediately hands you another one. She smiles, offering even more. You eat quite a few until you suddenly realize you are a grown man with a combined mental age of over 30 snacking on a little kid's treats. You tell her to keep them, asking what she will eat. Mia just pats her pocket happily. She claims she has plenty, looking at you with innocent, pitiful eyes that threaten to cry if you refuse. You are forced to compromise, telling her this is the absolute last one because you are stuffed. Mia smiles in absolute contentment. Checking the time, she stands up and whispers that she is heading to the restroom. You subconsciously hum a quick response. Only after she leaves do you wonder why this girl is reporting her bathroom trips to you. In the blink of an eye, 10 minutes pass. Mia had been gone way too long, and something felt totally off. You sprinted to the restroom, and just as you reached the door, muffled voices drifted out. One bully sneered, asking if Mia really thought some guy was going to protect her here. They tried forcing something on her. Instantly, you clenched your fists and kicked the door wide open. You barked at Mia to get over here. She immediately bowed her head, trotting to your side as you asked if she was okay. Mia shook her head, whispering she was fine. You glared at the bullies, telling them they better remember this. From now on, Mia is under my protection. If you ever touch her again, do not blame me for what happens next. The ringleader opened her mouth to snap back, but she froze under your glare and instantly shut her trap. Since they stayed quiet, you grabbed Mia and walked away. But after taking only a few steps down the hall, you suddenly remembered something. You spun right back. You snatched the strawberries right out of the bully's hands, leaving them standing there completely dumbfounded. Walking back to class, you looked at the incredibly naive Mia and sighed, telling her she is just way too easy to bully. Mia blushed and looked down, murmuring that she was not scared because she knew you would be there to protect her. Sure, you can protect her at school, but what happens after graduation? You told her she must learn to stand up and say no. Mia nodded, saying she understood, before casually asking for the strawberries. She quickly reached her hand out, prompting you to immediately pinch her soft cheek. You scolded her for not saying no, but looking at her cute, serious nod, you just patted your head in total helplessness. Suddenly, a self-righteous voice cut through the air, claiming you were completely beyond saving. She demanded to know if bullying made you proud, accusing you of picking on the new girl after already tormenting Zachary. You glanced at Zachary, cowering behind Chloe, flatly stating that you had already apologized to him. You told her to ask him yourself, then snapped, asking which one of her eyes saw you bullying the new girl. Zachary weakly tugged on Chloe's sleeve, whimpering for her to just drop it because he was fine. He turned to Mia, telling her not to be afraid because Ethan was just a bit rough around the edges. Mia looked completely baffled, bluntly telling Zachary that calling someone vulgar right to their face is incredibly rude. Besides, you are a guy. Why are you constantly cowering behind her? Why do you keep claiming Ethan bullied you when you two are not even in the same class? Does he make special trips to your room just to target you? Mia called it totally weird that he only ever complains about Ethan. Zachary was completely stunned by her logic, quickly stepping out from behind Chloe to defend himself. Oh, you have to love this. He never expected his cheap guilt trips to get called out so brutally. With no words left to defend himself, Zachary pointed to a faint slap mark on his cheek, sending Chloe into a total fury. She demanded to know if you slapped him, and you just casually nodded. You admitted it looked like you hit him, though the mark seemed rather small. But hey, an apology was already made. Chloe snapped, asking if she could just slap you and apologize too. You paused, actually considering the offer. After thinking it over, seriously, you calmly replied that under the right circumstances, yes, that would be fine. Chloe frowned at your response, muttering that you definitely were not like this when you first arrived. You were just a quiet village kid, too terrified to even speak. Always trying to please others, constantly terrified of losing your hard-won family. But now? Totally different. Now you show complete indifference. And you keep picking on poor Zachary. You let out a cold laugh, asking if you are only considered good when silently taking all their false accusations. Zachary quickly stepped in front of Chloe, pleading that everyone only wanted you to become a better person. He claimed you were just misunderstanding. You simply shrugged and looked at Chloe. You scoffed at the word, noting how Chloe loved playing the self-righteous superhero. It was her favorite game. You admitted it was exhausting. Chloe stayed silent. But Zachary got completely fired up. He yelled that Chloe only wanted to stop the bullying, claiming he would not make it to school without her help. You can bully me, he declared, but I will never let you target Chloe. Zachary's face flushed red from his sudden burst of courage as he cast a tender, dramatic look at Chloe, begging her not to mind his own constant suffering. To protect you, I can be brave too. My body might be frail, but I would literally hold up the sky for you. The second he says this, Zachary actually starts crying from his own speech. Watching this play out, you just mutter under your breath, "What a psycho. We are going back to class. If there is nothing else, please step aside." With that, you grab Mia and walk back. Done with the drama. You are just too tired to argue with them. Besides, nothing you say could ever compete with the fake tears currently streaming down Zachary's face. Yet, watching you calmly walk away, Chloe feels this sudden, heavy weight in her chest. Before, you would never ignore her like this. Why does it feel like you became a totally different person since yesterday? Not even sparing her a single glance? While Chloe is drowning in confusion, Zachary starts whining right next to her again. Chloe, please do not blame my brother. He just has some misunderstandings about me. I believe that once all these misunderstandings are cleared up, he will stop treating me like this. Normally, Chloe would have found his words incredibly sweet and sensible. But right now, hearing him whine and cry only makes her feel highly annoyed. Class is starting soon. We should get back. With those cold words, Chloe heads back to her own classroom. The moment Chloe turns her back, Zachary drops his act, a smug smirk spreading across his face. Ethan, you can never beat me. Our parents are completely on my side, and now even Chloe has started to despise you. What right do you have to compete? You are the biological son? Who cares? The unloved one is the real trash here. Then, Zachary gently touches the slap mark on his face, trying to preserve the handprint. I took a real beating for this. Just wait. One day, I will make you feel this exact pain. And that day is close. Class wraps up quickly. Suddenly, a whole crowd of students from other rooms gathers right outside your door. Look, that guy sitting in the very back is Ethan. He is the one who beat poor Zachary up like that. Guys like him only bully the weak. Everyone knows Zachary is fragile. Why does he not try picking on someone his own size? We will see if he still dares to. Hearing all this trash talk, Mia cannot help but frown. But right then, you just smile and ask her if she believes you. Zachary is definitely hiding somewhere right outside our door. The moment I speak up, it will only take a few seconds for him to jump out, start apologizing, and whine some complete garbage. Mia just giggles. All right then. Let's watch. With that, you stand straight up from your seat. Are you guys really that bored? You walk forward with one hand behind your back, raising a finger as you go. Behind you, Mia silently counts along. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Sure enough, right on the 5th second, Zachary pops out. Classmate Ethan, please do not be angry. They are my good friends. They just saw the marks on my face and got worried. So they said those things. Please do not blame them. Take it all out on me instead. Immediately, you shoot Mia a smug look. It is like you are saying, see, I summoned him out of thin air. Since you stay quiet, Zachary begs you again. Do not be mad. My friends did not mean it, so please do not blame them. Hearing this, you let out a heavy sigh and speak in a calm, cold voice. Fine. I get it. Take your friends and get out. Right away, the crowd of students look incredibly pissed off, asking what that is supposed to mean. They complain that you sound like hitting people is totally justified. You just shrug with complete nonchalance, asking if they are hard of hearing. Wait. Did Zachary not just beg me to forgive you guys? That really sets the guys off. They snap back, asking who needs your forgiveness, and warning you not to think you can bully them, like Zachary. They claim they are not spineless cowards. Zachary is Zachary, and we are us. Touch us, and see what happens. Hearing this, you stay completely silent. Instead, you just look at Zachary with a smirk, watching his face turn incredibly pale. Honestly, calling him spineless is a total critical hit to his ego. And seeing you smirk makes him even more furious. Ethan, do not push it. You can bully me, I will endure it, but my friends came here for my sake. I forbid you from hurting them. Hearing this, you slowly step forward. Your 1.8-meter athletic build makes frail Zachary look tiny. Then, you slowly raise your hand. Terrified, Zachary immediately takes 2 steps back. You just burst out laughing, gently adjusting his collar. Do not worry, you say, I never bully people without a reason. Class is starting, go back. This move dealt 0 physical damage, but it absolutely maxed out the psychological disrespect. Right now, Zachary was absolutely stuck between a rock and a hard place. So he throws a pitiful look toward Chloe in the distance, begging with his eyes. Ethan, why don't we just let this go? Has class monitor Chloe's hearing gone bad too? Didn't I just say class is starting soon? So let them go back? Pointing right at Zachary, you flatly refuse to let things drop just like that. Are you seriously going to make me apologize again when they came here just to publicly humiliate me? Everyone heard them, right? You actually expect me to say sorry and politely invite these jerks who just insulted me to leave. Is that really the only way class monitor Chloe will be satisfied? Staring straight at you, Chloe's eyes instantly fill with hurt tears because she cannot understand why you are suddenly acting like a completely different person. Look at that, you are not backing down at all, even using that cold tone. Turning your gaze to Zachary, the guy who wanted to play the hero, saving the beauty, instantly stutters out, asking what you are planning to do. You lean in, whispering quietly. Tell me, little brother, do you really need my apology? Hearing this, Zachary quickly whispers back in a low voice only the two of you can hear. He warns you not to get arrogant, promising that he will make you pay back today's humiliation twofold. The unloved one is the real trash, he sneers, asking if you think this act will make Chloe look at you. Trust me, Chloe absolutely hates guys who play hard to get, which is a cheap trick he outgrew ages ago. He warns that if you play games, he will ruin you, before giving you one final glare, turning around, and storming off. You turn back to Chloe, telling her you already know she sides with Zachary, and will never believe a single word you say. If she actually cares about his well-being, she should tell him to stop provoking you, since you never start trouble with him. With that, you walk straight back to your desk, catching Mia staring up at you with pure admiration, and you smile faintly. Asking her if she saw how to tear a manipulative green tea to shreds, she eagerly nods, saying you were absolutely amazing. She mentions how they had a whole crowd but you stood tall, while she would have been too terrified to even speak. Hearing her cute praise, you just laugh and wave your hands. It is no big deal, you insist, because after living a whole past life and experiencing death itself, this is nothing. In your eyes, this high school drama is just kids playing house. Naturally, this confidence also comes from your past life, where even after losing a kidney to boost your physical vitality, you never stopped training your body. Meaning that even if a real fistfight broke out today, you would not be afraid. Meanwhile, Chloe heads back to her seat with an incredibly gloomy look, constantly stealing glances over in your direction. Watching you and Mia happily chatting and laughing is a massive contrast to the cold guy standing at the door earlier. To everyone else, you seemed intimidating and aggressive, but with Mia, your smile is incredibly warm and gentle. For the first time, she realizes she does not understand you at all, and thinking back, you truly never started trouble with Zachary. Every single time, Zachary was the one who initiated it, catching her off guard. She would always just hear Zachary whining in his pitiful voice, without actually witnessing how the drama even started with her own eyes. Because she only ever saw Zachary acting like the victim, she always stepped in to defend him, and forced you to apologize. But think about it. Why did you always apologize if you never bullied him? And why has your attitude completely flipped over these past 2 days? With a heavy sigh, Chloe realizes something. She made a massive mistake today, demanding you apologize to the exact people who came here to insult you, which was honestly ridiculous. She really has no idea what she was thinking, simply assuming that you apologizing was just the natural order of things, and she shakes her head as her thoughts spin out of control. Meanwhile, Zachary and his crew head back to their own classroom, where one guy quietly asks if he is doing all right. Clenching his fists in secret, Zachary desperately wants to furiously scream and cuss them all out. Despite their numbers, they were completely overpowered by Ethan's sheer presence, leaving him thoroughly humiliated in front of everyone. That absolute jerk Ethan is probably thrilled right now, getting to utterly humiliate him directly in front of Chloe like that. Still, to protect his perfect victim persona, Zachary forces out a weak, fragile smile, saying he should be the one apologizing. If they had not tried to stand up for him, none of this would have happened, so he offers a solution. He will buy them lunch today, but as the school day wraps up, you notice Mia's eyes nervously darting toward the hallway. Hey, school is over, let us get out of here. Hearing you speak, Mia quickly shook her head, hiding her troubled eyes. Suddenly, a girl with bright purple hair blocks the back exit, staring straight at you. Zoe asks why you are still hanging around when you are usually the first one running out. You sigh, calling her crazy for tracking your schedule just to bully Mia, but she snaps back, asking who said she was bullying anyone. You do not buy it, having literally seen her trying to force a cigarette into Mia's mouth. And if you had not intervened in the restroom earlier, she probably would have locked Mia in a stall and poured water on her. The girl looks totally confused, asking if there is any actual chance she just wants to be friends with Mia instead. You just laugh. Friends do not force friends to smoke, and they definitely do not steal their fresh strawberries. Looking completely defeated, the girl peers around you to face Mia, introducing herself as Zoe from Class 1, asking if they can be friends. You instantly step in, shielding Mia once more, asking Zoe if she honestly thinks you two are that incredibly gullible. You know exactly what her crowd does, pretending to be nice just to turn Mia into a personal errand girl who carries all their gear. As long as you are standing here, it is not happening. Frustrated and angry, Zoe finally turns around and storms off. You turn to Mia, telling her that she is human, just like those bullies are. If you stand up for yourself, they will back off, but you are just too soft. Mia just blinks and gives a sweet smile. She nods, promising she gets it, so you tell her goodbye and start heading over to your usual bus stop. Staring at your retreating back, a soft smile creeps onto Mia's face as she whispers a quiet goodbye until tomorrow. And watch this, right as you reach the station, a sleek black luxury car pulls up, and Chloe offers you a ride. You completely ignore her, showing zero interest in talking, which leaves Chloe looking pretty confused as she asks what is wrong. You laugh, asking when the wealthy Zane family driver ever picked you up, reminding Chloe she seems to have forgotten her own harsh words. A regular guy like you is not worthy of sitting in her precious ride, since you would just dirty it. Forcing the class monitor to buy a whole new car is way too much trouble, right? Hearing this, Chloe quickly looks away. Before she can even finish, you spot the approaching bus and tell her this is a bus lane. You tell her to move along, boarding the bus and leaving her to stare at your back. She lets out a sad laugh, realizing you heard her old gossip, even if she was just talking nonsense. Honestly, her old ride really did have some mechanical issues, but she vividly remembers seeing you standing out in the pouring rain. You were trying to find shelter, looking completely isolated and out of place in the busy, crowded city. Back then, you looked so incredibly cautious, and whether out of respect for her family ties or just pure pity, she decided to offer you a ride. Too bad some of her classmates saw the whole thing happen. The next morning, her friends immediately started gossiping. Caught off guard and embarrassed, she claimed she only drove you because a friend asked, questioning how someone like you could ever deserve to sit in her precious car. She even claimed to have a massive fear of dirt and germs. Talk about toxic pride. Her words clearly implied you were completely filthy, and she literally went and replaced her entire car that very afternoon just to prove her point. Her driver suddenly interrupts her memories, asking if they should go, forcing a sigh. She tells him to drive, while you finally arrive back at your quiet villa. Finding the living room completely empty, you happily hum a tune and head to the kitchen to grab some dinner ingredients. You quickly whip up some simple tomato and egg noodles, but right as you sit down for your first bite, the main door swings open. Your oldest sister Fiona walks right in, but since you two basically never speak, you just glance up and keep eating, minding your own business. Suddenly, she grabs her own bowl of noodles from the kitchen and sits right across from you, taking a bite and nodding before staring you dead in the eye. She asks to talk, but you raise a hand to stop Fiona, rapidly finishing the remaining food on your plate instead of replying. Right under Fiona's completely shocked gaze, you reach over and drag her full plate of food right to your side. You tell her you only made enough for yourself and will stay hungry if she eats, suggesting she order takeout or cook something else. Leaning back, you casually ask her what she wanted to talk about in the first place. Furious, Fiona lets out a sharp, angry scoff and slams her chopsticks right onto the table with pure frustration. She takes a deep breath to calm down, telling you she heard that you actually beat up little Zach. Hearing that, you just shrug while eating your noodles. Why hit him? Didn't he tell you? Fiona wants to hear your side. You slowly wipe your mouth with a napkin. He claims I bullied him. So did you? You ask if she really believes that. She assumes you hit little Zachary because you were tired of being framed. You figured you might as well make his lies a reality. Is that what this is about? A quiet, bitter chuckle escapes your lips. Sure, she can look at it that way. Fiona just stares, completely speechless. She gazes at you in dead silence, suddenly realizing you've completely changed. Look at this shift during family fights. You went from panicking to just sitting back like a spectator, enjoying a show. Your change is obvious. After a long pause, Fiona whispers that the family was happy before you returned. You just nod. You know exactly what she's getting at. Honestly, when you guys first tracked me down, I actually felt incredibly lucky. Back then, with your grandparents gone, you truly believed you were completely alone in the world. But then they showed up, promising you a real family. They even swore they'd make up for 15 whole years of absence. You lock eyes with Fiona, your expression turning dead serious. You all think I only returned to grab the family fortune, don't you? Fiona looks away, unable to answer. You ask, why did you even bother finding me then? If you had just left me alone, none of us would be dealing with this mess. Fiona's brows furrow as she struggles to find words, but nothing comes out. You let out a cold sneer. See, you can't even answer. They were the ones who dragged you back here. Yet they treat you like some greedy, low-life criminal. It seems no matter what you do, you'll never change their minds. For a while, you actually tried to comfort yourself. You told yourself it was just a matter of time. Surely, your parents and your sisters actually cared about you. Why else would they travel thousands of miles to bring you home? You thought you just needed to get used to each other, and everything would eventually turn out fine. But reality proved you were just incredibly naive. With those words, you stand up and stack the empty dishes together. If I knew my real parents and sisters would treat me with this constant, toxic suspicion, I swear I never would have stepped foot in this house. You pick up the plates to head toward the kitchen, calmly asking if there's anything else she wants to discuss. Fiona doesn't say a word. She just stands there completely frozen, staring blankly ahead with hollow, lifeless eyes. You turn and walk away, a chilling, cold smirk creeping onto the corners of your lips. So hypocritical and sickening. By the time Fiona snaps back to reality, she is completely alone in the silent, empty living room. Why did they even bother bringing Ethan back? Was it just to treat him like garbage and suspect his every move? Fiona clenches her fists tightly as his final, brutal words keep echoing through her mind on a loop. If I had known my own biological family would treat me with such hatred, I never would have come back. Even though he had a gentle smile, his words cut deep. Those words were like a frozen blade, stabbing straight into her chest, triggering a wave of suffocating emotion she couldn't suppress. The guilt is incredibly intense. Every single breath she takes brings a sharp, stinging pain. We can see how much she regrets it now. But right then, cheerful laughter and loud talking echo from outside. Someone shouts that the oldest sister is home, and Zachary immediately comes sprinting right toward Fiona. His cheerful expression instantly vanishes, replaced by a look of deep grievance as fake tears well up in his eyes. He tilts his head, deliberately showing off his swollen cheek to Fiona. Pointing to the exact spot where you slapped him, he sobs dramatically. But this time, Fiona doesn't react the way he expects. She tells him she's exhausted and just needs some quiet time. Before he can push, the mother asks why Fiona didn't call ahead. Mother Zane smiles warmly at her. She probably heard about little Zachary getting hurt and rushed back overnight out of pure worry, right? Hearing this, Zachary acts even more pitiful. He whimpers an apology, blaming himself for causing so much trouble and making his older sister worry. It's all my fault, he says, trailing off with a calculated pause. That silent act leaves far more to the imagination than any words. Fiona looks at the swelling on Zachary's cheek, gently rubbing it while feeling a dull ache in her chest. Shifting her gaze to Lana, she quietly asks where they had all gone. Lana eagerly explains that their parents took them all out for a massive feast to comfort poor Zachary after his bad day. Fiona instantly remembers Ethan sitting all alone in the dining room, eating cheap noodles he had to cook himself. Meanwhile, the parents who brought him back were off treating their favorite adopted son to an expensive feast. Does anyone actually care about this biological son? With a quiet, self-deprecating laugh, Fiona heads straight back to her room, whispering that she is just too tired. Need to get some rest first, she sighs. Watching her leave, Zachary frowns, somehow getting a really strange vibe. Once the house goes completely quiet, Zachary sneaks over and knocks on Ethan's door. Hearing that non-stop, highly annoying tapping on the wood, Ethan rolls his eyes. Seriously, what an absolute idiot. He finally opens up, knowing this pest would knock all night. Zachary immediately snaps, brother. What took you so long to open up? It is just the two of us here. Ethan sighs. Drop the act. Aren't you tired? Instantly, Zachary's fake puppy look completely vanishes, replaced by a pretty smug, highly provocative grin. So, Ethan, going hungry tonight feels pretty good, right? Oh, I forgot. Today, the family ate steak, foie gras, and caviar. He lets out a mocking laugh. My bad. I forgot you've never actually tasted high-end stuff like that. Seriously, this kid is a joke. It is pretty obvious he's the one who sent the nanny away tonight. Luckily, the current Ethan still knows how to cook a simple bowl of noodles. He pats his stomach. Still hungry? Let's see if I have enough energy to break your face. As Ethan raises his hand, Zachary flinches back. But Ethan just rubs his chin. Listen up. Do whatever you want with the others, but keep your petty trash away from me. I don't play these stupid mental games. Ethan leans down, whispering right into his ear. But you should know my fists are pretty huge. If you want to get thrashed again, keep testing me. Hearing this, Zachary's entire face turns completely pale. He shoves Ethan back, stammering. You are not Ethan. Who are you? Of course, I'm him, fully genuine. No, you're not. That wimp would just swallow his anger. But Ethan? He just chuckles. I suggest you start being a very good boy. Otherwise, with that pathetic, weak body of yours, I might actually start feeling bad about beating you up constantly. Zachary recovers his confidence and sneers. Hey brother, if I faint right now, what do you think mom and dad will do to you? Will they scream? Punish me? Ethan just bursts out laughing. They probably will, because I'll literally break both of your legs first. Try me, Zachary. See what happens. Right then, Fiona's voice echoes out, Why are you two still awake? Seeing his eldest sister, Zachary instantly shifts. He immediately puts on his most pitiful, tearful act to fool her. Eldest sister, it is my fault. I angered him. Now that he's back home, I just wanted to apologize to him. I just wanted him to feel welcome in this house and not stay angry with everyone because of me. But my brother doesn't seem to appreciate it at all. He wipes away fake tears that aren't even there, sniffling loudly to make it look real. He plays the victim. I know my brother definitely hasn't calmed down yet, or else he wouldn't have bullied me. And then boom. Ethan snaps and throws a massive slap right at him. The force lifts Zachary right off his feet, crashing him hard onto the floor. Man, his face is pretty thick. My hand actually feels numb, Ethan says. Zachary screams, You hit me again. Yeah, did you think I was playing? Zachary wails loudly, and the massive noise quickly brings everyone running over. What on earth happened? Mother Zane gasps. Zachary points, sobbing out that Ethan hit him. He bullied me again. Mother Zane instantly swings a hand to slap Ethan, but he grabs her wrist midair. Like I told you yesterday, that first slap was out of respect. Doing it again is crossing a major line. I regret ever giving birth to you, she spits. Even though Ethan's heart was already broken, those cruel words still sting a little. Father Zane demands to know what is going on. Ethan casually says because Zachary claimed I bullied him. You ungrateful bastard, the father roars. He is your brother. We raised him for 18 years, not 18 days. Why can't you care about this family? Is getting along that hard? Apologize to your brother right this second. Ethan doesn't even bother explaining. He just turns his gaze directly onto Zachary. My dear little brother, you forgive me, right? Mother Zane snarls Ethan. You are just an ungrateful backstabber. How are you not well behaved like him? He's your younger brother. What is so hard about letting him have his way? Before she can say another word, an angry voice cuts her off. Enough. Have you all said enough? Did you even bother asking what actually happened? That one question makes Mother Zane freeze on the spot. Honestly, it is pretty surprising. Why doesn't anyone stop to look at whose room they are actually in? Lana demands to know why little Zach is up at midnight running to Ethan's room. He sniffles. He only wanted to apologize to his big brother. He says he hoped Ethan would stop bullying him to keep their tired sister happy. But Ethan just refused and kept picking on him. And how did he bully you? Lana says she didn't see Ethan lay a single finger on him on the stairs. Hearing this, Zachary immediately starts wailing even louder. Fiona snaps that Zach is crying harder. Lana mutters she is only stating what she saw. Regardless of who is right or wrong here. You just smirk. Honestly, we all expected her to say something earth-shattering, but it is just the same old bias. The exact same excuse. Regardless of who is right. Immediately, Mother Zane barks out the fact is Ethan hit her precious little Zach. He is already so weak. She yells, why do you keep hitting him over and over again? You calmly reply because he said, I bullied him. Seeing you completely unfazed makes Zachary wail even louder. Everyone instantly pitied Zachary even more, blaming you. Why couldn't you remember that he is your family? She screams, asking how she birthed such a troublemaker. Zach begs her to stop, crying that it is all his fault. Watching this, Lana's heart completely breaks. Stop talking. You are just too kind. Mother Zane throws in one final warning before grabbing Zachary and storming out. Everyone leaves except Fiona. You look at her. Need anything else? She says she knows you are upset, but claims Zach is just young and spoiled, causing these little misunderstandings. You are the older brother. Don't sink to his level. She begs you to try and accept him. If you just yield a single step, she believes Zach's good nature will keep this from happening again. Do you always think I'm just being unreasonable? Fiona shakes her head, repeating that you're simply the older brother. You just mutter a cold okay and walk right past her. Seriously, Ethan thinks they are absolutely daydreaming. Yield to him, endure his nonsense, he would rather launch the kid straight into space. For 2 years, you have endured exactly like they asked. But what did that get you in the end? Only for Zachary to get even more reckless. You smile coldly at her, you know something, don't you? Otherwise, she wouldn't try to defend him. Fiona falls completely silent, proving that she knew the truth all along. Just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. You turn around and leave the villa without looking back once. Fiona turns out to be the most disgusting of them all. The next morning, you head to school with 2 breakfasts. Spotting you, Mia pulls out some grapes she was secretly hiding. You two happily share a nice breakfast together. Right before class finally starts, Nina, the girl who defended Chloe yesterday, limps into the room, looking totally battered. Her face is covered in dark bruises, and she looks absolutely terrified. When classmates ask what happened, she forces a fake smile, claiming she just accidentally took a bad fall last night. She thanks them, insisting she is fine. Hearing this obvious lie, you just burst out laughing. A fall doesn't leave bruises like that, she clearly got beaten up. You see what's happening here, right? Mia tilts her head, staring closely at Nina. Mia whispers that maybe it was a fall, since some dark streets really are quite dangerous at night. She quickly changes the subject, saying it's too scary to talk about, and hands you some more sweet grapes. Right on cue, Chloe approaches your desk. You ask her what she wants, and if she needs something again. She hands over some class notes she took, telling you to ask her if there's anything you don't understand. A small smile plays on your lips, but just as you reach out to take the notebook, you get tugged from behind. Turning around, you see Mia. She looks right at Chloe, declaring that she will be the one helping Ethan. Mia proudly boasts she has 0 issues with the senior curriculum, then turns her gaze right back to you. Meeting her eyes, you pull your hand back. You thank Chloe, but tell her you have found a much better teacher. Hearing those words, Mia visibly lets out a massive sigh of relief. Chloe digs her fingernails deep into her notebook in frustration, then turns and leaves. You look back at Mia, calling her your new teacher. Mia playfully warns she is very strict, and you both burst into laughter, happily eating more grapes together. They are incredibly sweet. Soon, the morning classes fly by. Once everyone leaves, you slowly pack up to go. Out of nowhere, right at the door, you bump into Chloe, who had just walked off. She hands you the lunchbox she is carrying. You point at yourself in disbelief, and Chloe simply nods. You joke about her having hidden motives, and ask what she really wants. She snaps back, telling you not to eat it then. Chloe reaches to grab the lunchbox back, but you quickly stop her, insisting that the food is definitely yours now. You start stuffing your face right in front of her. Chloe just sighs and tells you to eat slower. Nobody is going to steal it from you. Minutes later, you finish and tell her not to bring up Zachary. Chloe stays quiet and packs up the lunchbox. You tease her, asking if she is suddenly having a change of heart. Chloe sighs deeply and asks if she can just care about you as a friend, leaving you totally stunned. You ask if she has actually fallen for you. The moment those words leave your mouth, her heart completely stops. Just then crash. Listen to that. Something just dropped right outside the classroom door. Zachary stands there demanding to know what you are doing, calling Chloe crazy for delivering food to a country bumpkin like you. You demand to know what she wants, but warn her not to bring up Zachary. Chloe silently packs up the lunchbox, claiming it is nothing, but you press her on why she did it. After a brief hesitation, Chloe mumbles that you and Mia are always chatting and laughing in the back. She asks if Mia can really help you, and you defend Mia as an amazing, hard-working teacher. You tell her she has got it all wrong. Chloe goes quiet, then offers to help you study instead. You smile and point out how annoying she is being, reminding her that she used to hate you. You tease her about having feelings for you, but before she can answer, a sudden crash echoes from the doorway. You both look up and see Zachary standing there with red, teary eyes, completely speechless and totally lost. He glares at Chloe, then at you. Seeing his reaction, you smugly draw his eyes right to the lunchbox she is holding. You flash a massive, mocking grin. Zachary stumbles back into the blackboard, completely unable to process what is happening. Before he can even speak, tears start pouring down his face like a waterfall. He stammers about you and Chloe, completely heartbroken, before hanging his head in shame. He suddenly looks up with a fake, forced smile to congratulate you both, then tries to bolt out the door. But as he turns, he trips over his own feet and crashes to the ground, prompting Chloe to rush over. Zachary looks up at Chloe with a weak, pathetic smile on his face and slowly shakes his head. The whole thing looks like a cheesy romance drama where the main girl gets hurt and collapses into the hero's arms, forcing a smile to say she is fine. Except here, the roles are completely reversed. Zachary tells Chloe he is fine and that she should let him go. He whimpers not to let Ethan misunderstand, though his hands are still holding onto her as tightly as possible. Chloe quickly clarifies that you and her are just friends, making Zachary's eyes instantly light up with hope. Thrilled by the news, he happily scrambles back up to his feet. He struts over to you with a smug, victorious look, telling you to stop your wishful thinking. His annoying voice makes your skin crawl, but you are way too lazy to argue, so you tell him to get lost. You tell Chloe to take this loser away, so you can finally get your afternoon nap. This completely sets Zachary off, his veins popping as he angrily demands to know what you just said. You order them to leave, prompting Chloe to immediately walk out while Zachary shoots you a venomous glare. He snarls that Chloe will only marry him, warning you to stop your schemes or regret it. Oh, you have got to see this, a sharp slap suddenly echoes across the entire room. You complain about his terrible, stinking breath, and kick him to the floor, where he holds his cheek in shock. He stutters about you hitting him again, but you just shrug and ask why he keeps acting so pathetic. You call him a spoiled, disgusting brat who just loves to lean in and look for trouble. You mock him for only knowing how to cry and snitch, telling him to scram before he gets smacked again. Zachary jumps up, clutching his red cheek, and furiously promises to make you pay for all of this. He vows to get payback 100-fold the moment you get back home, while you just mockingly pretend to be absolutely terrified. You fake a quick lunge, instantly scaring Zachary into running for his life. Meanwhile, over on the opposite side of the school rooftop, a lone girl sat quietly right on the very edge. Zoe quietly walked up and handed over a fresh pack of cigarettes she just bought. Mia took one, but she did not light it. Is she gone? Mia asks, and Zoe nods. Boss, let me light it for you. No, Mia replies. I want to quit. By the way, Mia asks, are there any good houses in Sea City? Zoe wonders if her current place is uncomfortable. If so, Zoe promises to find a perfect spot immediately. But Mia just smiles. Zoe, why are you always so tense around me? Just relax a little, it is hard to talk when you are this stiff. With that, Mia pulls out some sweet candy. Take one, Mia says, eating it will put you in a much better mood. Zoe quickly accepts the treat from her boss. Zoe hesitates for a second, then asks if she should teach Zachary a painful lesson. Mia simply shakes her head. Forget about it, Mia says. He wants to handle this on his own, and I know he can definitely do it. Besides, don't you think this is pretty interesting? Zoe asks what kind of place they should look for. Just quiet, simple, and convenient. Will you move in tonight? Yes, I am moving tonight. After all, I should get familiar with the neighborhood first, should I not? Mia stands up, stepping right onto the edge. She closes her eyes and opens her arms wide, a relaxed smile on her face. Back in the classroom, Mia notices Ethan is still sound asleep, so she rests her head on her desk and watches him. She reaches out a delicate finger, gently tracing the outline of his eyebrows, eyes, and nose. But as classmates approach outside, she quickly pulls back. A moment later, Ethan groggily opens his eyes. Seeing Mia with her eyes shut, Ethan cannot help but gently poke her cheek. It is incredibly soft, warm, and bouncy. Instantly, Mia flushes a deep, bright red. Why do you like touching my face so much? She asks. Even with his 30-something-year-old soul, Ethan feels totally flustered. You are pretty, he stammers, asking if her face is really that soft. Yeah, it really is, Ethan mutters, his face and ears burning red. Mia just looks at him and grins. She absolutely loves seeing him act this shy, but she reminds herself to keep her cool. Otherwise, things might get out of hand. Mia quickly changes the subject, pointing out that today is Friday. Do you want me to tutor you? She asks. Ethan nods quickly, asking if it will be too much trouble. Not at all. I have nothing to do anyway. But won't your parents worry if you are late? No, Ethan explains. I usually stay late to study on Fridays anyway, so they are totally used to it. Suddenly, a familiar nuisance storms into the classroom. Ethan, are you happy now? You ruined my name. What did you gain? Ethan just stares at him like he is a circus monkey. What on earth are you talking about? Ethan asks. Can you speak like a normal human, please? Zachary lets out a cold sneer, then suddenly bursts into loud, dramatic tears. Why won't you just leave me alone? Why do you always have to do this? What do I have to do for you to stop? Ethan sighs, if you only came here to whine. I still have to study. Ethan looks back down at his study sheet, but Zachary refuses to shut up, yelling that his spirit will never break. Yeah, I get it, Ethan sighs. You will never surrender. Loud and clear. Enraged by the lack of reaction, Zachary literally snatches the worksheet right out of Ethan's hands. He crumples it up and throws it away, screaming that Ethan is disrespecting him during their talk. He puffs out his chest, looking at everyone in the classroom. Just because I am physically weak, does that mean I deserve this? I want everyone to know that I am unique, and my spirit cannot be crushed. Seeing the study sheet Mia worked so hard on lying on the dirty floor, Ethan instantly snaps. You are begging for a slap. But get this, before Zachary can even finish his dramatic speech, Ethan goes straight up and lands a stinging slap right on his face. Zachary is completely stunned. You actually hit me again, he stammers. What right do you have to do that? Just because I look weak? I am telling you, Ethan, even if you damage my physical body, my unbreakable spirit will never be crushed. Ethan grabs him tightly by the collar, growling that he always plays the victim just to make Ethan look bad. So go ahead and explain to every single person watching right now. Why do you keep throwing yourself right in my face? If I am such a horrible bully, should you not stay far away? Why keep picking fights just to act like a victim? Facing Ethan's sheer fury, Zachary's face instantly turns pale as a sheet. His lips tremble as he stammers that he didn't. You slam him onto the floor, pointing right at the crumpled paper nearby. Pick it up. He instantly whines back, why? On what grounds are you making me do that? This is all your fault. If you had just shown me some basic respect, things never would have ended like this. You are always bullying me. Zachary holds his cheek, glaring at you with a sharp, whiny voice. Creeping metal. That grating sound instantly gets under everyone's skin. Then he looks over. Chloe, did you see that? This is how he treats me. But Chloe just frowns. Zachary, please stop making a scene. What do you mean? Ethan ruined my reputation. I just came to tell him. No matter what dirty methods he tries, he cannot crush my spirit. Shouldn't you support me here? He even went and slapped me. How can you say I'm making a scene? Hearing this, Chloe feels a massive wave of annoyance inside. To her, Zachary's constant crying looks completely pathetic. You barged into our class, screaming things none of us can even understand. How do you expect me to understand? Ethan has been sitting inside this classroom all day. He has not gone out once. How did he ruin your reputation? You threw someone's exercise paper and still blame Ethan for disrespecting you. But did you ever think about barging in like this? Did you respect anyone in this class? Did you respect the person you were confronting? Hearing this, Zachary's lips move but no sound comes out. He just stares at Chloe with red-rimmed eyes. That helpless, pitiful, and humble look in his eyes? He performs it to absolute perfection. Even the classmates who originally had bad opinions of him find it pretty hard to say anything right now. Chloe sighs patiently. Fine. Stop acting so victimized. Just don't be so reckless next time. If there's an issue, talk to me first and I'll help you. Got it? Hearing that, Zachary pitifully wipes his tears. He forces a shaky smile. I understand. I just thought you didn't care about me anymore, which made me so sad. I know my body is naturally weak, and I bring so much trouble, but I really, truly still want to be your friend. Chloe shakes her head. I never saw you as a burden. We are still friends, of course. So next time, whatever happens, tell me first. I will help smooth things over, okay? With his back turned to the crowd, Zachary shoots you an incredibly smug, mocking little grin. But wait, his smug grin vanishes. From the corner of his eye, he spots the cute new girl sitting right next to you, staring straight through him. Her smile sends a shiver down his spine. It feels like there is a total psycho hiding behind that cute face. Fear hits him instantly, making him tremble. A second later, your solid figure steps right in front of her. That creepy snake-like feeling of being targeted slowly fades away. But then, Mia pokes her head right back out from behind you. She looks. First at you, then at Zachary. You twitch your mouth. What is there to look at, with this sick weakling, you mutter, physically pushing Mia's head back behind your shoulder. Zachary tries to convince himself that creepy gaze was just a weird illusion. So, he goes right back to acting like a victim, promising Chloe that he won't be so impulsive ever again. But Ethan, please stop picking on me. My face has been swollen for days now. It hurts so bad. Tears spill on cue, but Zachary still forces himself to look like a brave, unyielding hero. He makes you look like some ruthless mafia boss. while he plays the brave hero standing up to evil. Totally fearless against the bad guy. Unbothered, you point back at the trash on the ground. I will say this one last time. Pick it up. Zachary acts like a terrified rabbit, jumping backward. Who even knows if he actually did not notice it? He steps right onto the paper with his shoe. You really love pushing my buttons, don't you? You growl. With that, you step forward. This time, his absolute terror of getting beaten actually looks pretty real. Seeing this, Chloe immediately jumps right in front of him. Ethan, seriously, just calm down for a second. It is just a scrap of paper. From behind Chloe, Zachary quietly tugs her sleeve, whispering that it is his fault. I accidentally stepped on it, it is all my fault. If classmate Ethan wants to beat me up, I will not complain. Just do not get Chloe involved in our mess. Stepping out from her shield, he covers the swollen side of his face with his hand. Can you please not hit this side of my face? Just use the other cheek instead. He shuts his eyes tight, looking like some brave martyr, accepting his fate. Nearby, several classmates start frowning at this dramatic display. It is just some scrap paper, right? No need to hit him over that. Yeah, seriously. It is just paper. Hearing the whispers spreading, the corner of Zachary's mouth twitches up into a tiny, hidden smirk. Chloe pleads with Ethan to stop the violence, admitting Zachary is wrong but claiming they already talked it out. Zachary knows he messed up, and Chloe insists things shouldn't escalate this far over a silly piece of paper. Zachary watches this unfold, staring at Ethan with a smug, mocking look while still playing the helpless victim. He sighs that it is all his fault, claiming things wouldn't have gotten bad if he hadn't barged in. He fake cries that no matter how classmate Ethan bullies or treats him, his strong spirit will never be worn down. He even acts like a tragic hero, saying if classmate Ethan has to beat him to feel better, he will gladly take it because physical pain only makes his spirit grow stronger. The punk was totally convinced Ethan wouldn't dare strike him here. He gets even bolder, daring Ethan to hit him and begging him not to hold a grudge anymore. He tells Ethan to leave Chloe out of this, but before he can finish, Ethan just pushes right past Chloe. And then, boom. Look at this. The moment we've all been waiting for as Ethan absolutely levels him. A spray of bloody spit and broken teeth flies through the room before the bully crashes hard onto the floor. Ethan just flashes a wicked, rebellious smirk, muttering he has never heard such a stupid request in his entire life. Turning to the shocked crowd, Ethan asks if they all heard that idiot literally begging to get his face punched in. Zachary stares at his scattered teeth on the floor and instantly faints from the sheer shock. Everyone gasps as the school medics carry Zachary away, while Ethan turns to Mia with a grin, asking how that looked. He asks if her big brother is handsome, making Mia smile sweetly before Ethan laughs and tells her to quickly write down some more practice questions. He figures he is getting called to the office soon, so doing math will help kill some time. Mia looks up with a grin and thinks things over seriously for a minute, as if she suddenly figured out a clever plan. She heads to the restroom first. With Mia gone, Ethan rests his head on his hand, bored to tears while waiting to get dragged into the office. But soon she returns and gives him more math work. Oddly enough, as the hours tick by, the teacher never calls for him. To be precise, it seems like absolutely nobody even knows a fight happened, which is crazy since knocking a classmate out usually gets you suspended. Normally, he would have been dragged straight to the principal's office and forced to write a massive apology letter. Out of nowhere, Mia speaks up, asking Ethan what exactly is running through his mind. Rubbing his chin, Ethan says something is off, pointing out that not a single teacher has criticized him today. Their homeroom teacher is easily the strictest in the school. So why is there complete silence from the staff? Mia suggests that maybe the staff realized Zachary literally begged to get punched, making Ethan stare at her in absolute shock. He admits he didn't know she was this funny, and Mia just shrugs. She notes there is still a lot he has to learn about her, and when school ends, Ethan heads home expecting total chaos. Instead, he finds himself completely locked out of the sealed villa and can only sigh at his bad luck. He dials 911. He tells the operator that normally someone is home, but today the house is empty and their phones are dead, leaving him genuinely terrified for their safety. He begs the officers for help, but soon Fiona and the family drive up, and an angry Lana storms straight toward him. Flashing back to earlier that day, Ethan and Mia are actually out shopping together. He hands her a sweet drink, explaining that most girls seem to love milk tea, and an excited Mia nods happily as she takes it. She takes a big, serious sip, loving the sweet flavor, while Ethan smiles and enjoys a taste of his own. He used to watch Zachary buy these drinks all the time but never tried them, especially since he was missing a kidney in his past life. Mia seems to absolutely adore the treat, thanking classmate Ethan for being so incredibly thoughtful. Ethan promises to buy her a cup every single week, and they walk down the sidewalk in a comfortable, happy silence. And right on cue, Of course, this annoying guy has to ruin the vibe. Zachary pokes his head out of a shiny Ferrari, asking Mia if they are finally done with their tutoring session. He offers her a ride, but Ethan's face instantly darkens as he handily passes his drink over to Mia. Ethan marches straight to the car, yanks Zachary out by his fancy collar, and warns him to stay far away from his deskmate. Zachary yells back, asking if Ethan is completely insane, and demanding to know what right he has to stop a friendly ride. He snaps that it is none of his business, while desperately struggling to break free from Ethan's iron grip. Then, as if remembering something, he suddenly smiled and claimed he didn't frame me this time. Why are you so worked up? Could you be scared that I'll steal your cute deskmate away? Hearing this, you lift him even higher, and warn him to stay far away from her, or else but a sudden tug on your shirt stops you. Turning around, you see Mia gently tugging at your shirt. You let go of Zachary, who immediately smooths his clothes and flashes Mia a confident, charming smile. He tells Mia that last time was just a misunderstanding, then brags about his brand new car. He offers to drive her home to apologize, surely thinking he looks incredibly cool and handsome right now. Instead, Mia just hides behind you, complaining that his mouth stinks and he seriously needs to brush his teeth. She asks what that awful smell in his car is, calling it just as gross as his mouth, and brings up the time he ate Ethan's vomit. She calls him a total creep while putting on the most terrified, fearful face possible. Honestly, this absolute masterclass of acting is so wild that 10 Zacharys put together couldn't even stand a chance. Zachary's smug smile instantly freezes at her words, and he actually tries to squeeze out a few fake tears. He stammers that it wasn't like that and she misunderstood, claiming it was actually Ethan, before suddenly shutting his mouth. No matter how you look at him, he definitely gives off the vibe of being heavily threatened. After that, he scurried away with his tail tucked between his legs. Seeing him run, you gave Mia a big thumbs up. Am I amazing, or what? She asks. And you immediately reach out to pat her head. Getting her head patted sends a strange feeling straight to Mia's heart. It feels like her soul is being pulled right out, a sensation she has never felt before. She closes her eyes right away, letting you keep gently stroking her hair. Meanwhile, you are totally loving this moment too, just staring down at Mia as she rests her eyes. The longer you look, the more spellbound you get. Then she opens her eyes, and you lock gazes. Just look at them blushing. Suddenly, this wave of total awkwardness hits you both as you quickly fix your jacket. Is your heart actually skipping a beat? You suggest going for a walk, and after more talking and laughing, Mia suddenly looks up at you. She asks if one day you find out she is not the sweet girl you think she is, will you still protect her? You promise that as long as she needs you, you will always protect her. Hearing your firm words, Mia starts to smile. But this smile isn't her usual soft, sweet one anymore. It actually has this strange elegance and a super charming vibe. She suggests a pinky promise to seal the deal, no backing out for 100 years. Staring into her beautifully curved, smiling eyes, you softly ask to pat her head again. Hearing that, Mia instantly blushes red. Without a word, she just obediently leans her head right back toward your hand. As you gently stroke her hair, adorable Mia closes her eyes, completely enjoying the moment. In a voice so quiet that nobody else can hear, she whispers that she only lets you do this. After saying goodbye to Mia, you happily head home, only to find the villa gates completely locked up. Looks like another petty trick from that fake brother of yours. But after a quick thought, you instantly come up with a brilliant counterplan. You pull out your phone. Hello, 911? Normally, someone is always home here. But today, nobody is around, and their phones are completely dead. I am genuinely terrified they might have gotten into some horrible accident. Trying to sound helpless, you explain that you are just a high schooler dealing with this scary situation. Begging for help, you hang up and stretch your back. It does not take long before Fiona and the others drive up. Ethan, did you really call the cops? Hearing Lana's sharp tone, Ethan frowns. What is up with her attitude? He genuinely cared. But she just snaps. Do we look like we need your concern? Ethan waves his hand dismissively. Fine. Enough talking. Open the door already. But they refuse. They have no keys. Seeing this, Ethan laughs. Fine then. Guess we are all waiting out here together. Let's see how long your little brother can hold his bladder. Lana snarls, calling Ethan disgusting. Fine, we're staying at a hotel. Figure it out yourselves. Ethan shrugs, sure. I will just ask the police for help. Let's see if they still want to help after calling them twice. With that, he dials the number again. Suddenly, Lana rushes up and smacks the phone right out of his hand, completely shattering the screen on the floor. Guilt flashes across Lana's face, but she still yells, who told you to call the cops anyway? You just laugh when they ask why you did not hold it right. No big deal. You will just grab a different one. Strolling to Fiona's car, you tell them not to take it to heart. Reaching inside, you pull out a brand new, unopened premium brand phone. Seeing you hold it, Lana instantly gets totally upset. She screams that it was bought for Zachary. You just nod, ripping open the packaging anyway. Surely your little brother is not that petty. Right, my dear little brother? You ask, flashing Zachary a bright, beaming smile. After all, he saw it himself, his big brother's phone is genuinely broken. So he can just hand over his old used phone so his big brother can maintain his carefully crafted image. Although Zachary is shaking with rage, he forces a fake smile and says of course he does not mind. Since his brother's phone is broken, it is only right he gets the new one. Hearing this, you let out a loud laugh. You praise your little brother for being so sensible. Then you whip around to Lana. Hurry up and open the door. If your sweet little brother gets too tired standing around, your heart might break. Meanwhile, you already popped in your SIM card. A brand new phone really does run way smoother, you say. Zachary can only nod his head. Total defeat. Walking into the villa, you head straight for the kitchen. Moments later, you emerge with a warm bowl of tomato fried noodles. Seeing all three of them staring at you from the living room, a sly smirk creeps onto your face. Surely you guys have eaten, you mock, telling your sisters they are completely in the wrong here. They can skip meals, but how could they ever let their precious little brother starve? You keep shoveling the noodles down as you speak. If he starves, he won't have the stamina to perform in bed, and yes, you actually said that out loud. Hearing that, Zachary's eyes instantly tear up as he bolts upstairs. Lana stomps her feet in absolute, helpless rage. This was the exact nightmare their family worried about, fearing Zachary's weak body would leave him totally powerless and incapable in the bedroom. Having his secret shame dragged out into the open like this completely shatters his fragile ego. Back in your room, you and Mia agree to go house hunting tomorrow. Right as you start picking out a casual outfit, a sudden knock sounds. Opening the door, you find Zachary quickly taking a step back. Wearing a smug, fake smile, he asks if you have a crush on Mia. You just lean against the door frame, completely unfazed. You tell him to keep talking while Zachary laughs loudly. He sneers at you to stop acting, claiming the more indifferent you seem, the more it proves you actually care. Then his tone shifts as he asks if you will cry your eyes out when he steals her right from under you. Shrugging, you ask if he is giving up on chasing Chloe. He snaps back, asking why on earth he would stop. The grand alliance between the Zane and Lawson families is already set in stone, and once you get lost, Chloe will be his for the taking. Armed with the massive backing of both elite families, he will be unstoppable. He boasts about living a life of pure luxury forever, but staring at his arrogant face just makes you laugh. Hard. Get a load of this burn. You ask if he can even perform in bed with a weak body like his. Zachary's face instantly turns dark with fury as he warns you that screaming will not save you. You call his weakness a straight-up fact, prompting him to threaten to steal Mia and warn you not to cry later. Boasting that he is the beloved young master of the Zane family, he claims that stellar status is all he needs. He asks if Mia could possibly resist him, his confidence completely returning as he plays up his wealthy status. Sneering that fighting skills mean nothing compared to real-world status and power, he waits for your response. You tell him that knowing how to fight has one great benefit: it can make an annoying dog stop barking. With that, you deliver 2 swift slaps right across his face. Zachary passes out instantly. Out cold. You just kick his limp body aside and slam the door shut. The next morning, you get dressed in your new outfit to head out. Seeing Zachary still asleep on the floor, you slap him twice more. Zachary wakes up completely dazed and stammers that you hit him, so you immediately slap him a 3rd time just to be sure. Patting him like a good boy, you tell him to stop blocking the path and step aside before walking right out of the villa. You have an important house hunting date with Mia today, and you absolutely cannot be late. Clutching his stinging face, the sharp pain finally snaps Zachary awake as his loud, pathetic wailing echoes through the entire house. Fiona and Lana immediately rush over, asking what is wrong, while Zachary cries that Ethan brutally beat him. I only wanted to apologize to him for yesterday, but instead of accepting it, he beat me. I honestly just wanted to patch things up between us. I have absolutely no idea what I did wrong to make him attack me like that. Sisters, am I really that unlikable? Why does my own brother hate me so much? I just do not know what to do. Why is making peace with my brother so incredibly hard? Honestly, I might as well just end my life. Watching Zachary cry his eyes out like a fountain, both sisters felt their hearts ache terribly. They swore they would get him justice. But check this out: while they are busy plotting their revenge, you are happily enjoying a nice morning breakfast with the adorable Mia and her hot seafood porridge. She actually spent her entire morning cooking it from scratch under the close guidance of 6 elite 5-star chefs. As you take your first bite, Mia looks at you with wide, nervous eyes, asking if it tastes good. You swallow it and give a big thumbs up, telling her it is delicious and asking if she made it. Mia nods eagerly, tilting her little nose up in the air with an adorable look that practically begs you to praise her. Against her cute little attitude, you have absolutely zero resistance and find yourself gently reaching out to pat her head. Instantly, Mia closes her eyes, totally enjoying the touch of your palm, before the two of you start hunting for apartments. But after visiting several tiny, run-down, and dingy places, you struggle. Mia finally asks why you do not look inside a proper residential community. Scratching your head, you explain your budget limits. It is cheap here, only $300 a month. Are you really that short on cash? Not exactly. I just want to save up enough to buy my own place when I get to college. A home of my own, finally. Even though you say this with a bright smile, Mia can clearly hear a deep, unspoken sadness behind your words. She quickly taps on her screen. Moments later, her phone rings and she excitedly answers with a smile. Hanging up, Mia turns to you with an excited look, explaining she was hunting for rentals, and someone just reached out. She asks if you want to go take a look. Seeing her excited face, you cannot possibly refuse her offer. It is over in Jingu community. Hearing that prestigious name, you instantly freeze in shock. That is literally the neighborhood with the absolute highest housing prices in City C. But since you already agreed, you must go. Riding the elevator up to the 22nd floor, you spot a middle-aged man standing right outside room 2201. He asks if you are the classmate Mia mentioned, while she nods seriously, and you stand there completely lost. You ask if she knows him, and she introduces Uncle Arthur, who warmly invites you inside to look around first. He explains that since buying the place, it has barely been lived in, so he is cautious about who stays here. But because you are Mia's classmate, he completely trusts you. She has never cared about anyone this much before. Looking around, you absolutely love the place. The furniture is great, and the entire apartment is fully renovated. You gently ask about the rent, expecting it to be massive, but he insists it is not expensive at all. He says he just wants someone reliable to keep the place clean, which actually saves him tons of money on fees. Right then, Uncle Arthur pulls out the official contract, telling you to check it over for any major issues. And watch this, when you flip the contract over to check the price, you completely lose your mind. Seeing the monthly rent is a measly $300, you seriously wonder if they accidentally forgot a zero. He asks if there is an issue, explaining they are moving abroad and just need someone reliable to house sit. He is happy to rent to you because you are Mia's friend and a very trustworthy, dependable student. Mia quickly chimes in too, saying the house is empty anyway, so you are actually doing Uncle Arthur a massive favor. Seeing that you are still hesitating, Uncle Arthur asks if you have any other concerns about moving in. You tell him the apartment is absolutely gorgeous, but you are just completely shocked by this sweet deal. He smiles, saying life is full of surprises, and welcomes you to your new home. You shake his hand with a huge grin, but even after he leaves, you still cannot believe your luck. Mia laughs and happily assures you that Uncle Arthur really is just an incredibly sweet guy. But no matter how nice someone is, they do not rent a luxury apartment for $300, right? Looking down guiltily, Mia begs you not to be angry, admitting she only went through all this because she wanted to help. You tell her you could never be mad. After all, she just got you a dream home. Curious, you ask about her connection to Uncle Arthur. Mia silently points to the door directly opposite room 2202. So Uncle Arthur is my neighbor and knows my parents. You look opposite. You live in 2202. Otherwise, how would I even know Uncle Arthur? Looks like we are officially neighbors now. Classmate, do you want to come over to my place? Wait, would that be weird? Is it too sudden? Should I buy some gifts before meeting your uncle and aunt? Classmate Ethan, you are smiling so wide that your wrinkles are starting to show. Are you really that excited to meet my parents? Honestly, you might end up a bit disappointed. My mom and dad both run businesses overseas, so they almost never come back home. This time, Uncle Arthur is partnering up with my parents' business, which is why he did me this massive favor. So that explains it. So how can I thank you? Why don't we go grab some groceries, and I can whip us up some dinner? Wait, you actually cook? Of course I do. Let's go. A little while later, the two of you head back to the building carrying bags of groceries. The elevator doors are closing when a hand suddenly jams right between them. Seriously, some people have absolutely zero manners. Hey, did you not see the elevator almost crush my hand just now? Hearing this, you frown. What is this guy's problem? The guy glares at you, blocks the door with his body, and shouts down the hall, honey, I'm holding the elevator for you. Take your time, I will wait right here. Then, he just lights up a cigarette like he owns the entire building. Inhaling the thick smoke, Mia immediately starts coughing. Seeing her struggle, you glare right at the guy. Go find another elevator, we are going up. My wife is coming, And I already told you I am holding this one. So just wait a minute. Can you please put out that cigarette? This elevator is tiny, and we are choking in here. Instead of caring, the guy snaps back, this is a public space. I can smoke or even drink piss if I want to. Nobody can tell me what to do. Got it, little girl? He then sleazily stares Mia up and down. Hey, little girl, how old are you anyway? Terrified, Mia avoids his eyes and quietly shrinks behind your back. That is when a dangerous smirk creeps onto your face. You tell Mia to call the other elevator. The man just sneers. Now? See? That's much better. If you can't wait, just take the other one. We are civilized people after all. He even has the nerve to whistle at Mia. Seeing this, you step right in front of his face. What are you staring at? Is there a law against whistling? Hearing this, you actually start laughing right along with him. But then, you launch a massive kick, sending him flying straight back into the elevator. He crashes hard onto the floor. Before he can even open his mouth to swear, two hard, ringing slaps connect right with his face. After landing 2 extra kicks for good measure, you quickly grab Mia and bolt into the other elevator, leaving him screaming threats. You better pray I don't find out where you live. Even now, the bruised idiot is plotting his revenge. Oh, watch this, closely, he has absolutely no idea what kind of nightmare he just unlocked. Meanwhile, you keep shielding Mia. As the doors slide shut, Mia tilts her head, asking if she did something wrong again. Why would she think that? In this world, there will always be people, no matter if they have money or not, who just love making others feel small. We did nothing wrong. It is those who hurt others without a second thought. They are the ones who are truly pathetic. You gently pat Mia's hair, telling her she did absolutely nothing wrong. Mia squeezes your fingers with her tiny hands, asking if you fought him for her sake. You promise to always protect her. She whispers a soft thank you in your ear. Meanwhile, the angry jerk storms back to his apartment, still cursing. Suddenly, someone starts slamming on his door incredibly hard. Already furious, this just makes the guy even more angry. But the moment he rips the door open, the rage on his face completely vanishes. A tall man in a black suit instantly kicks Steve to the ground. Seeing this terrifying squad, his previous arrogance completely evaporates. I do not know how I offended you, gentlemen. The lead man in black just smirks and casually waves his hand. Instantly, his goons start smashing the entire apartment to pieces. Absolutely terrified, Steve frantically begs for forgiveness. He honestly has no clue who he pissed off. Just then, the doorbell rings. Steve feels like he just found a lifeline. But the moment the door swings open, his desperate screams for help get completely choked up in his throat. Staring at the young girl, Steve completely freezes in place. If she did not have the exact same face, he would never have connected this terrifying figure with the shy girl hiding behind the kid earlier. Miss. The suited men bow down in deep respect. Steve is stunned for a second before his brain kicks in. I am so sorry. Today was entirely my fault. Please forgive me. Mia presses one soft finger against her red lips, signaling him to keep quiet as it begins. A split second later, her sharp high heel stomps down hard, crushing his hand. The agonizing, intense pain makes the man let out a brutal scream. Mia gets a dark, thrilling rush from this, smiling faintly right when the doorbell rings. You open the door to find Mia standing there, holding out a plate of freshly cut sweet and sour fruit for you. It tastes amazing. She asks if you are settling in, and you admit everything here is incredibly convenient. Mia looks into your room, noticing that the soothing aroma beads she gave you are sitting right on your bedside table. Seeing that little jar of beads makes her smile warmly, though she quickly forces herself to calm right back down. She says it is getting late and heads home, promising to see you tomorrow. The next morning, you wake up stretching lazily. That sleep felt incredibly refreshing. Still half asleep, you head straight to the bathroom to wash up. While drying off, you notice a tiny red mark right on your Adam's apple in the mirror, but you ignore it. Then, the doorbell rings. It is Mia with messy bedhead, looking sleepy. Suddenly, that vivid, blurry dream you had last night flashes in your mind. She beams with a bright smile when you greet her, offering you some warm seafood porridge she just finished making. You sit to eat as she asks about your plans, and you tell her you must visit home before school starts. Mia acts completely innocent, unable to hide any secrets, clearly treating you as the one person she can fully trust. She sweetly promises to protect you from any bullies, urging you to eat up so you have energy to face that fake green tea guy. Even though she does not know the full story, she insists she trusts classmate Ethan completely. Looking at her, you laugh. It has been 2 years, and somehow, not a single person has seen through her act. That jerk Zachary is playing games on purpose. Muttering this, you stand by the giant floor-to-ceiling window. You load your bike into the elevator and head out to school, finally returning to the toxic Zane family home. As soon as you walk inside, you hear Zachary whining about going shopping on their last half day off, despite being in the final sprint of senior year. They need to focus. Watching them, second sister Lana beams with the proud smile of an adoring aunt. She agrees, telling him he should ask their classmate Chloe for help whenever he gets stuck. Seeing Zachary and Chloe study together fills Lana with genuine joy. Zachary playfully asks what his second sister is teasing about. He sweet-talks Lana, calling her the best sister ever. Watching this fake, happy little scene, you cannot help but applaud. You mockingly announce that you returned at a terrible time, making everyone snap their heads around. Zachary clenches his fists in anger while Lana glares, immediately accusing you of hitting him and staying out all night. She barks that you think you have grown wings. But seeing you, Chloe gently asks where you went and invites you to review. She offers to teach you, but you mockingly ask if that would disrupt their perfect little study session. Chloe says they can start from the absolute basics, but Zachary suddenly starts coughing violently as if he is suffocating. Lana frantically pats his back while he croaks out that he is totally fine. He wheezes that they should not blame his brother now that he is home, coughing loudly again. This instantly makes Lana blow a fuse. She demands if you are happy, leaving Chloe totally confused about the drama. Lana tells Chloe that Ethan ruined Zachary's reputation in front of a female classmate, causing her to completely distance herself from him. She rants that instead of showing any remorse upon returning, Ethan just kept mocking his poor brother. Supposedly, Zachary went to apologize that night. At this point, the little liar grabs Lana's hand to play victim. Squeezing out fake tears, he sobbed that everything was entirely his fault. He whines that he must have messed up for his brother to beat him, begging Lana not to speak of it before Chloe. Lana sneers, asking why the Zane family ever took in a violent monster like you just to abuse her sweet little brother. Chloe stands there shocked, suggesting that there might just be some big misunderstanding. And here is the twist: the one girl who always backed Zachary blindly is finally starting to doubt him. As she keeps questioning the story, Zachary's legs go weak, and he dramatically collapses right onto the living room floor. Lana flashes a desolate smile, telling Chloe that while she is nice, Ethan is just an ungrateful wolf who can never be tamed. You slowly step forward, locking eyes with Lana with a mocking smirk, asking if she actually saw you strike him with her own eyes. Lana stutters, but you just mockingly tell her to pretend you did it anyway since facts do not seem to matter. You challenge her on what she plans to do about it, leaving Lana speechless while Zachary's crocodile tears start flowing again. Please, second sister, don't punish brother. It was completely my own fault for accidentally falling. I hate seeing everyone fight over me, it is all on me. So brother, please forgive me, while you just let out a cold laugh. Forgive you. You knew damn well I had nothing to do with this. So why frame me only to play the savior now? Where was this honesty earlier? And this time, it is not just Lana and Chloe. Even Zachary himself freezes in absolute shock before you keep going, asking if he has ever even studied basic language arts. Or are you just terrible at speaking? You could have cleared this up instantly, but you chose to make everyone suspect me instead. By playing the martyr and taking the blame, you made sure they all think I am the villain here. And Lana, he literally just admitted he fell on his own, so are you completely brainless as well? You are a massive embarrassment to the Zane name, you spit out, before instantly turning around to walk away. You pivot back and deliver a solid slap right across Zachary's face, leaving him sobbing the second you step outside. Honestly, who else is cheering right now? Zachary's tears shatter Lana, who tells Chloe that this is exactly who Ethan is. She apologizes for making a scene, but as Chloe stares at the weeping Zachary, she only frowns in quiet suspicion. Saying she needs to head home, Chloe abruptly leaves the Zane villa, leaving a stunned Zachary to collapse onto the sofa. Realizing that Chloe is starting to doubt him, Zachary secretly clenches his fists in pure rage. Why did Ethan have to return? If he had just stayed away, my marriage with Chloe would be set. With that alliance, I would rule both the Zane and Lawson empires, because everything here belongs to me. Chloe is mine, your cute deskmate should be mine, and I will steal absolutely everything you care about. Masking his anger, he looks up at Lana with tear-filled eyes, pleading that he only wanted to keep the peace. That is why he lied, begging his second sister not to misunderstand him like Chloe just did. Naturally, Lana reassures him, calling him too sweet to ever dream of framing someone like Ethan. Ethan is not even worth the effort, and she promises she will always stand by her precious brother. To her, Zachary is her only true brother, though she gently admits she cannot let Chloe keep believing these lies. She promises to clear the air with Chloe, reminding him that their future arranged marriage cannot be ruined. They cannot let Ethan mess this up, which instantly makes Zachary smile through his tears and nod happily. But he quickly whimpers, asking if she can make Ethan stop beating him up. He asks what to do if he accidentally angers Ethan again, even suggesting he should pack up and move out, which Lana fiercely opposes. Absolutely not, she snaps. He has lived here for over 10 years, so if anyone is leaving, it is Ethan. She promises to deal with it, telling him to just focus entirely on his studies and ignore the noise. A small smirk plays on Zachary's lips as he meekly suggests waiting for their parents, claiming Ethan's mental state is quite unstable. He claims he can endure any pain Ethan inflicts, but he will never let him hurt his precious sisters. Meanwhile, your phone rings, and Lana coldly offers you $500,000 if you pack up and leave. You freeze for a second, playfully asking your dear sister why she is kicking you out of your own home. After all, who would willingly walk away from a massive 3-story villa, complete with a garden and a pool? This convinces Lana you are just a greedy gold digger. But get this, she actually laughs and tries to negotiate a price. You laugh right back, teasingly asking just how much more your beloved second sister is willing to offer you. 300,000 more? She says. But you demand she write up an official, voluntary deed of gift first. When she complains about the trust issues, you tell her to make it 1 million, and you will walk away forever. Minutes later, a cool 1 million lands in your account along with the signed contract. Staring at your fresh balance, you immediately block her number without a second thought. At school, Mia notices your grin and laughs along, sliding over with some fresh fruit while proudly patting her pocket. She is honestly the most adorable person ever, and you cannot help but gently pat her head as you enter class. Seeing this, Chloe frowns deeply, while a furious Zachary glares from behind her, clenching his fists again. She confronts you, demanding to know what you are doing during the most critical semester of senior year. Mia is only tutoring you out of sheer kindness, so she begs you to stop dragging her down with you. To you, this might just be some silly test, but to the rest of us, it determines our entire future. Why is it that every single time you open your mouth, I just want to slap you? Immediately, Zachary cowers behind Chloe. I just did not want to see our classmates get led astray. Zachary whimpers, it is all my fault. My good manners force me to speak up, even if I should have stayed silent. Ethan is genuinely smart. Plus, I genuinely enjoy hanging out with him. I really do not get why you always try to falsely accuse Ethan. I have seen it multiple times, and I really dislike you. Zachary stares at Mia in absolute shock. No, I did not frame him, Zachary stammers. But Mia just tilts her head with a sugary sweet smile. Say whatever you want, but I have eyes and ears. I can see and hear exactly who treats me well. Sensing bad intentions is easy for me. Suddenly, an even more pitiful, fragile voice speaks up. Ethan, did I do something wrong? Maybe I should not have disliked him. Now it feels like I am the bully. But I only told the truth. At that, Mia immediately fakes a terrified face, asking if she should just apologize to him instead. I do not want everyone misunderstanding me. Chloe, that is totally unnecessary. If Zachary came to see you, can you please take him outside? Someone from another class acting so pitiful in our room is embarrassing. Anyone passing by would honestly think our entire class is ganging up on him. It is ridiculous. Chloe, please do not let Zachary come back here. Mia only stated the obvious facts. Yet he acts like she is some evil bully. Honestly, this guy does not even compare to 1/10 of Ethan. Those words make Zachary turn pale as a ghost, tears immediately welling up as he mutters that it is all his fault. I should not have tried to warn Mia. It is entirely my fault. Chloe, you know who I am. Hearing this, Chloe sighs. Go back to your own room first. Zachary wipes his eyes, looking earnestly at Mia to apologize. You probably misunderstand me right now, but you will see the truth in the future. Really, I am not the bad guy here. Chloe simply walks back to her desk, completely ignoring the drama. You stare at Chloe in total disbelief. Is this the butterfly effect? She is acting completely different in this timeline. In your past life, she always defended Zachary unconditionally. Yet here she is, making such a savage, decisive call. Following your eyes, Mia notices you staring right at Chloe. Her sweet smile stays plastered on, but her nails dig deep into her palms in pure anger. She absolutely cannot stand you looking at another woman for that long. Your sweet smiles belong solely to her. Snapping back, you realize Mia's eyes are pretty red. Were you actually scared just now? Stay right here. Your big brother is about to go slap him twice. Mia shakes her head, leaning in close as your warm palm gently brushes against her soft cheek. Her burning jealousy instantly melts away. And honestly, with her acting this cute, who could ever resist her? You give her a supportive thumbs up, making her whisper Ethan's name. Can you make me fried rice tonight? You had that yesterday, so I will make you fried noodles instead. After class, Zachary waits outside the door. Remembering Chloe's harsh warning, he just stands there, biting his lip and looking totally miserable without entering. Chloe, my driver is busy today. Can I hitch a ride home in your car? Chloe slowly nods. She looks back toward you, seeing you and Mia laughing happily as you walk away. Zachary notices her gaze and fumes with pure rage. Right as Mia gets onto your bicycle, she spots Chloe and Zachary watching from nearby. Smirking, she asks softly if she can hold on to you, and you happily tell her of course. Mia slides onto the back, wrapping her arms around your waist. Under the moonlight, Chloe walks off to her waiting car. Soon, you and Mia finish grabbing your groceries and head back to the apartment complex. After dropping everything off, you cook up 2 steaming bowls of delicious fried noodles in her kitchen. Mia happily eats 1 bowl while you finish off 2. Later, back in your room, you light a calming incense. Inhaling the elegant, soothing fragrance, your tense body finally relaxes and drifts off. Late at night, you feel something incredibly soft and fragrant slip under your covers, and you instinctively pull her close. Breathing in her sweet scent, you fall into a deep, peaceful sleep. Waking up the next morning, you smell her lingering fragrance just as your phone suddenly starts to ring. She says she is awake and heading over. In the mirror, your lips look slightly swollen. After cleaning up, you headed over to apartment 22022. Mia was sitting patiently in the dining room, waving as you walked inside. I made century egg and lean pork porridge today. Hurry over and try some. Unlike the seafood porridge from before, this batch is incredibly rich and savory. Who knew you were actually this amazing at cooking breakfast? Mia smiles, asking if it is good and promising to handle breakfast from now on. Afterwards, you give her a ride to school. School has a big exam today, so everyone showed up pretty early. Holding the test papers, Chloe watches you two walk in side by side, biting her lips slightly before she starts passing them out. Under the watchful eye of your homeroom teacher, Mr. Collins, the bell rings and the exam begins. You sneak a quick glance at Mia. Resting her chin on her hand, she looks back at you with those innocent, glassy eyes while pointing down at her test paper. Every single question is already finished. She silently mouths the words, telling you that you cannot copy off her. You look away and focus back on your own work. As the hours slowly tick by, the entire morning is completely consumed by exams. During physical education that afternoon, the kids run wild like horses set free, burning off energy all over the basketball court. After playing a quick game, you step off the court only to have a shy younger girl walk up and offer you a bottle of water. She calls you handsome, and you just laugh warmly at the compliment. You thank her and ask if she is a sophomore. But just as you reach for the bottle, a freezing voice cuts in from behind. He does not need that. Mia walks right up, holding a sports energy drink. Her chilling glare locks onto the poor girl as she silently mouths a single word, scram. Terrified, the underclassman immediately bolts away. Watching the girl run for her life, you cannot help but feel that something is seriously off here. Mia quietly hands you the drink. She reminds you that as seniors, you both need to focus entirely on school. You pat her head, agreeing with her completely. Your main goal right now is studying hard to get into a great college. Mia smiles brightly, sitting in the shade to watch you play. Right then, a group of girls approaches. Among them is the exact same sophomore who tried to give you water. Their leader smirks, accusing Mia of ruining their bet. She orders her to follow them to the gym equipment room if she dares refuse. A faint smile appears on Mia's face as she nods, calmly telling them that she is down to go. They warn her not to tell any teachers since their families basically own the school. Keeping completely silent, Mia follows them inside. When the bell rings, you dribble the basketball and look around, but Mia is nowhere in sight. So you head to the storage room. And get this, Mia suddenly walks out, smiling sweet as sugar. She reminds you to return the ball, and when you ask where she was, she claims she was just returning some school gear. She offers to do it for you. Not thinking twice about it, you hand over the ball and promise to wait at the convenience store. You chuckle as she runs off. By the next morning, the two of you walk back into school together. Right at the entrance, you spot those same junior girls limping inside. The moment they see Mia, their eyes widen in absolute, paralyzing horror. You freeze, slowly tracking their terrified gaze back. Mia is standing right behind you with the most innocent, bright smile on her face, playfully waving her hand to grab your attention. She asks what you are staring at. You quickly say nothing. Back in class, the room is buzzing with everyone predicting their test scores. But there is also some seriously dark gossip spreading around. Word of mouth is that some rich sophomore girl who used to bully everyone got beaten up super badly in the equipment room yesterday. This morning, her family already finalized her emergency transfer papers. Rumor has it that all 10 of her fingers were crushed into a total bloody mess, requiring months to heal. Hearing this, you notice Nena staring at you with absolute terror. The second she realizes you caught her looking, she instantly ducks her head. Later, Ethan asks Mia if there is something on his face. Mia looks closely, then gently removes his glasses. She smiles and calls Ethan handsome. He lets out a dry laugh and puts them back on. He wonders why Nina had that expression. Just then, their homeroom teacher walks in with a stack of tests. Silence. The teacher asks if they are nervous. This is their very first test here. He wasn't nervous at first, but hearing that actually makes him look forward to it. You'll do fine. You're great at studying, Mia smiles. Meanwhile, the teacher taps her desk. The teacher announces that a dark horse has emerged in the class. That's great, since some healthy competition will make everyone work harder. 2 students actually got perfect scores in this math test. Who do you think they are? The students immediately shout Chloe's name. After all, from freshman year all the way to this first senior test, her math scores have always ranked first. The homeroom teacher nods, making the students cheer. At least they managed to guess the top spot right. They quickly call out a few more names in a row, but the teacher just keeps smiling. He jokes that if they keep guessing like this, they might as well read the entire roster. Before revealing classmate Mia also got a perfect score. The classroom instantly explodes. This means Mia is the only other student in the entire class besides Chloe to get a perfect score in math. But the next words make everyone go absolutely wild. Not only that, but the #1 rank in the entire senior year also goes to classmate Mia. Everyone stares at Mia in utter shock. Did she really just pull class monitor Chloe right off her pedestal? Are all these top-tier study gods this gorgeous? Seriously, she really hid her true strength incredibly well. You were also completely stunned for a second. Even though you knew how good Mia was at science, you never expected her to take first in the whole grade. You tell Mia she is awesome, happily rubbing her head to celebrate. Mia obediently lets you pat her head. The homeroom teacher coughs twice, warning you to pay attention to classroom discipline. Only then do you finally pull your hand back. But that proud smile on your face does not fade at all. You look even more hyped than if you took first place yourself. Will this intense competition finally push you to reach your own full potential? The teacher praises the entire class for making progress, urging everyone to keep working hard. Hearing her voice, you look up and immediately lock eyes with Chloe. She is staring coldly at your interaction with Mia. Her lips are pressed into a tight, frustrated line. Once the teacher finishes speaking, he begins handing out the test papers. Lately, thanks to Mia's tutoring, your math has improved a lot. Honestly, you only passed once or twice out of the last 10 exams. But this time, you scored 72 points and finally cleared the passing line, excitedly showing Mia that you actually passed. The other classmates are left completely speechless, but sweet Mia still warmly encourages you. She tells you that's amazing, classmate Ethan, promising your grades will keep getting better as you work hard together. You nod in agreement. During the break, Mia patiently sits by your side, carefully explaining all the mistakes you made. The school day flies by quickly. In almost every single class that follows, the teachers cannot stop praising Mia. By the time the last paper is handed back, you calculate her final score. It turns out she scored 6 points higher than Chloe. Don't underestimate those 6 points, guys. In the final college entrance exam, that tiny gap easily eliminates tens of thousands of students. With crazy high grades like yours, were you always ranked first at your previous school? You remind her that she previously claimed she was only top 3. Mia just smiles sheepishly at you. She explains that if she bragged, she would look way too proud. But the truth is, Mia used to hand in blank papers and just sleep through exams. So if you actually asked her what her real rank was, she honestly had no clue. She goes back to explaining the problems, warning you to pay attention since you should not have gotten this question wrong. She tells you to read the questions carefully. You just smile, thinking Mia is acting more and more like an actual nagging classroom teacher. Since classmate Ethan protected her, she is determined to do her absolute best to help you. She teases that she will hit your palm if you do not listen, so you jokingly pinch her neck until she surrenders. Mia happily giggles and plays along with you. This sweet, playful study atmosphere constantly makes your nearby classmates turn their heads. You know how class is, right? Normally, someone would have complained by now. But today, everyone keeps their mouths completely shut. Some classmates even walk up to ask Mia for study help, and she happily guides them through the tough questions too. After school, Zachary is still waiting right outside the door. He looks at Chloe with sad, aggrieved eyes, but she completely ignores him without a single glance. This only makes Zachary feel deeply wronged. As you step out of the classroom, Zachary yells for you to wait up before jogging over, smiling and nodding politely at Mia first. Then he turns to you, asking if you two can speak alone, before whispering directly into your ear without even waiting for an answer. Mom and Dad called to say they are back tomorrow, so you need to come home, brother. He warns you not to make your parents worry anymore, flashing a smug smile. In response, you just pinch your nose in disgust. You mockingly ask if he even brushed his teeth, because his breath smells absolutely like a literal dumpster. Zachary grits his teeth, glaring at you with pure venom, before stepping back and quickly putting on a pitiful, victimized face. He mumbles that he will pay attention to it, before turning to the adorable Mia and flashing what he thinks is a super handsome smile. He calls you classmate Ethan, saying that though it is private, he simply must ask, "Are you feeling a bit down? Can I help?" Mia asks, quite worried. You just turn around and offer a reassuring smile. "It's nothing, just a minor thing, and I'm not sad at all. Honestly, I'm pretty happy inside." "Really?" "Yeah, really?" But Mia knows you're still tense. She stays quiet. Suddenly, you speed up. Mia quickly wraps her arms around your waist. "Hold on tight," you say, "we're going super fast now." "Okay, classmate Ethan, I'm holding on. I won't let go," she promises. You fly forward, venting all that bottled up frustration. 10 minutes later, you arrive at the apartment. You stop, catching your breath. A real smile finally returns to your face. "What do you want to eat tonight?" "Instant noodles, I guess. I've actually never tried them before. Can we have some today?" She points right at the instant noodles, looking so excited. You smile, of course. "The ones I cook are the absolute best." Back in room 220, Mia watches you cook, covering her mouth and giggling. It looks so funny to her. Just tomatoes and special chili sauce. You ruffle Mia's long hair, saying, "Don't laugh. It's actually incredibly good." You toss the seasoning packets in, and Mia nods with a sweet smile. She looks so adorable standing there like that. "Wow, that smells incredible." Mia beams, her voice full of pure admiration. "Classmate Ethan, you're seriously an amazing cook." Her honest praise gives your proud heart a massive wave of satisfaction. Even though you look completely calm, your ears quietly turn bright red under her praise. "All right, let's hurry up and eat. You're hyping me up before you even taste it. If it's bad, you'll feel pretty silly for wasting your breath." "No way, it smells too good not to be delicious." She grabs a bite with her chopsticks and quickly slurps it down. Her gorgeous eyes instantly light up. "It's so good." Later that night, Eladings. Unable to stop thinking about those strange dreams you had this past week, Mia kept appearing in them, looking completely mesmerizing. You gulp nervously. Is this what puberty hitting hard feels like? It makes sense though. You are at that prime age where hormones run absolutely wild. You shake your head to clear it. Without even realizing it, your feelings for Mia are growing pretty deep. This girl is honestly kind of adorable. Lighting a soothing scent, you stare at your phone before drifting off. Soon, you dream of a warm, soft body sliding gently into your arms. Holding her close, breathing in that sweet, faint scent. School the next morning starts off surprisingly peaceful. Having Mia sit beside you and tutor you is actually quite fun. Now watch this as the day ends and you walk out. Everyone suddenly gasps in shock. "Oh my gosh, is Zachary's family really that rich? That luxury, Maybach is theirs. Wow, I had no idea he was wealthy. He's always so humble." At the front gate, that fancy Maybach draws a massive crowd. Father and Mother Zane are standing right there. Seeing Zachary run over, proud, loving smiles light up their faces. Zachary throws himself into his mother's arms, instantly tearing up. "Dad, Mom, you're finally home. I missed you so much." "Silly boy," she says. "We only went abroad for a big business conference. It is quite important for our family company's future." Mother Zane gently rubs his head. "Well, Mom is back now. Nobody will ever dare to bully you again." "I am so sorry," Zachary sobs. "It's all my fault. You wanted me to get along with my brother, and I really tried my best." Hearing this breaks Mother Zane's heart. Honestly, she has been holding a massive grudge against you for a very long time. It's not your fault. But get ready, she just spotted you in the crowd. She marches straight over and slaps you across the face. "How dare you lay a hand on my son? You don't even try to dodge it." Your gold-rimmed glasses fly off, shattering right on the pavement. The entire crowd of watching students instantly freezes in shock. Every single eye is locked on you. "Why are you always bullying my son?" Mother Zane screams, completely losing her temper. She violently kicks your bicycle over. Seeing this, Mia's breathing turns rapid, her hands clenching tightly into fists. A cold, angry look washes over her. "Don't worry," you whisper, stepping right in front of her to shield her completely. Her racing heart slowly begins to calm. Suddenly, Zachary runs over and grabs his mother's arm. "Mom, stop. This is school. Please don't do this. It is all my fault. It has nothing to do with classmate Ethan. Please, just blame me if you have to." "Stop pointing fingers at classmate Ethan. I beg you." He looks up with a pitiful expression. "See? My face is totally fine now." Hearing this, Mother Zane's heart completely breaks. She was only gone for a couple of days, yet her son got his teeth knocked out. What would have happened if she stayed away longer? More students crowd around. Chloe quickly rushes forward, trying to hold Mother Zane back and calm her down. Auntie, this is a school. Whatever it is, can we please talk at home? Just do not get physical here. I only want to ask him one thing. Why did he strike my son? The boy I raised for 18 years without ever laying a finger on him. What right does he have to touch my Zachary? Seeing her rage, your lips part. A cold smile creeps onto your face. Because he claimed I bullied him, Mother Zane screams in fury. That same old excuse, he said you bullied him, so that gives you the right to hit him? You are absolutely terrifying, but why should I accept these fake accusations? Why should I take the blame for things I never did? You lean in close to Mother Zane, whispering, didn't I turn out like this entirely because of all of you, my dear mother? Hearing that, she stares in absolute shock. What did you just say? Zachary suddenly bursts into tears. Mom, please stop being angry, I beg you. Let's just go home. It's all my fault. Hearing his cries, Mother Zane finally snaps back to reality. Clinging to Zachary, she climbs into the car. As their luxury ride disappears into the distance, you let out a long sigh. Go home without me tonight, I have some things to handle. Nearby, Mia gently picks up your broken glasses, cradling them like a treasure. Classmate Ethan, even if the entire world turns against you, I will always stand by your side. You are not alone. Seeing her care actually brings a rare warmth to Ethan's heart. Sadly, he cannot join her for dinner tonight. It is okay, classmate Ethan. I will wait. Watching you walk away, Chloe looks completely lost. You clearly did something wrong. Why can't you just apologize so things go back to normal? Why must you act this way? Mia shoots a freezing glare at Chloe, asking what exactly Ethan did wrong this time. What do you want him to change? Change back into the old Ethan, who let you people walk all over him? With those final words, she holds the ruined glasses tight and walks right out of the school gates. Back at the villa, Zachary finds Fiona and Lana waiting anxiously. Lana immediately begins listing all the terrible things you allegedly did recently. Hearing this, Mother Zane feels like her heart is shattering. She screams, calling you an ungrateful wolf who possesses no heart at all. Father Zane scowls as well. Leaving your own brother knocked out cold in the hallway? How heartless can you get? Zachary just shakes his head. It is all my fault, Dad. Mom, please do not blame my brother. I am okay now. Suddenly, the front door swings open. You step inside. Instantly, Zachary clutches his mother's sleeve, begging her to let the matter go. I am sure my brother knows he was wrong now. Let us stop fighting, okay? He jogs over to you with a fake smile. Brother, you are back. Can we talk for a minute? You just scoff. Did you even brush your teeth today? Because your mouth still stinks of lies. Zachary's face instantly turns pale with rage. Does my dear brother really want our own mother to slap him again? Watch how calm he is here. Hitting me right now gains you absolutely nothing. Ethan says with a smile. Believe it or not, I can slap you across the face right now and I will not care. Lana snaps. Ethan, you still dare threaten him? You walk right up to Mother Zane with a calm smile. I shoved your precious son. That must really burn, right? Want to slap me again to make him feel better? Father Zane suddenly slams his hand hard against the dining table. How dare you talk to your mother like that? Have you completely forgotten every single thing we taught you these past 2 years? You just shake your head, amused. I already leased my own apartment. After today, I am never stepping foot in this house again. None of you can stand the sight of me, and honestly, the feeling is mutual. Zachary rushes to Father Zane's side to hold him up. Dad, do not be angry. I will talk to him. But Father Zane is completely furious. Tell him to scram. If he walks out that door, he is never coming back. Lana immediately chimes in, repeating her father's harsh words. Leave and never show your face here again. Only Fiona stays quiet, her eyes silently tracking you as you head upstairs. Sister, please stop. Mom and Dad are just incredibly angry right now. Let me go talk to my brother upstairs. Zachary follows you up. Brother, it is me. Can we please just have a quick heart-to-heart talk? He was completely out of line with Mom and Dad this time. Just go apologize and we can, but before he can finish his sentence, you stare back at him with a cold, mocking expression. Is this fun for you? There is nobody else around, so drop the fake act. Right now, you have exactly 2 choices. First, you can become my loyal dog. I will let you stay here and ensure you live a comfortable life with everything you need. But keep in mind, I prefer my pets to be completely obedient. Or second, you get thrown out of this family like a stray. And trust me, when I say thrown out, you know exactly what I mean. Do not even dream of setting foot near this place again. You finish your warning, flashing Zachary a bright, cheerful smile. Is that really true? Then tell me, why did they even bother searching for me? Zachary narrowed his eyes in pure disgust. Do not think being their biological child means you can ever take my place in this family. How many times has your own mother slapped you? Because of me. Right now, they are furious because you struck me. What if I fall down these stairs right now? Wouldn't that be a fun little show? Listen, Ethan, you were never my rival. You are a total and absolute failure. Our father does not care about you at all. Your mother doesn't love you. Both of your sisters will always choose me over you. I am going to take every single thing you have. Even your actual fiancé belongs to me now. This entire Zane family empire is rightfully mine. You never should have returned here. You should have stayed gone. Suddenly, Zachary starts crying and screams out in a terrified voice, "Brother, please, no, I was wrong. Please do not push me. Do not throw me down the stairs." With that, he throws himself backward, tumbling all the way down from the second floor. Seeing Zachary splayed out on the floor, Fiona lets out a piercing shriek. This manipulative trash actually went there. Lana screams right after her in total shock. The Zane parents sprint to the bottom of the steps, glaring up with pure hatred. "Ethan, how could you be so utterly heartless? Zachary is such a sweet soul. I never should have let him try to reason with you. A monster after like you needs to get kicked out right now." Father Zane collapses, sobbing out that he deeply regrets ever bringing you back. Your rotten nature can never be fixed. You are no child of mine, you are a cold-blooded killer. Watching them carefully load Zachary into the ambulance, you have to admit his extreme stunt caught you a bit off guard. After all, you are still their actual biological child. Minor squabbles were never going to push the Zane parents to officially disown you. For Zachary, this dangerous stunt was his final move to win the game. But for you, the real fun is just getting started. Since he wants a war, you are happy to give him one. Every single thing he stole from you, you will make him vomit it back up. This trash family isn't worth keeping anyway. The next morning, the exhausted family returns home. Lana immediately starts screaming, lunging forward to claw your eyes out. Do you realize what you did? Zachary only got minor scratches. But if anything worse happens, I will personally destroy you. You are coming with me to the clinic this instant. Kneel down and beg Zachary for forgiveness. You aggressively slap Lana's hand away. Otherwise, what are you going to do? Call the cops and have me locked up? Go ahead. Make the call. Lana completely freezes up at those words. After all, they have to protect the entire Zane family reputation. Plus, Zachary himself would never allow the cops to get involved. Not everyone in this house is totally brainless. You do not have the guts to report this, do you? Or did sweet little Zachary beg you not to? Fiona glares with icy hatred. Zachary just does not want to cause a massive scene. He is actually doing this to protect the entire family name. Mother Zane rushes forward and violently grabs your collar. You are not my child. My boy would never be this cruel. You disgust me. Why was it not you who fell down those stairs? You slap her hands off you with raw fury. Your eyes shift to Father Zane, who has kept dead silent this whole time. Can we speak? I know you absolutely detest me. You hate me for hurting your favorite child. That is fine. We can settle this very quickly. You pull out a pre-prepared contract to sever ties. I am thankful you went through the trouble of finding me. I appreciate the wealthy lifestyle here too. You guys are going to pay me $100,000 monthly for 15 years. That equals $18 million. Father Zane takes a ragged breath and signs his name right on the dotted line. He taps his phone screen, reviews the massive amount, and wires the funds. Stashing the papers away, you leave the Zane mansion behind for good. The second you step outside, the sharp, familiar ring of a bicycle bell echoes nearby. You spot Mia looking incredibly proud of herself. She was worried, so she decided to come find you. Talk about perfect timing. She pulls out a brand new pair of gold-rimmed glasses right from her school bag. Mia gently slides the glasses onto your face. Feeling content, you take her out to grab breakfast before class. Soon enough, rumors about you throwing Zachary down the stairs flood the entire campus. Mia hands you a small candy from her pocket. It is sweet. Eat it to feel better. You take the treat, laughing softly. $18 million. That is a lifetime of wealth most average people will never see. Mia glances at you with a puzzled look. She can see you are actually in a fantastic mood. So she softly asks if you are angry. Suddenly, the door slams open. Chloe stomps right up to your desk. Are you only going to be satisfied when you completely ruin Zachary? Chloe screams that Zachary is in the hospital right now, demanding to know what would have happened if his injuries had been fatal instead of minor. A sharp slap immediately cuts her off. Chloe stands frozen in utter shock. Ethan coldly tells her that if she feels so bad for Zachary, she can go play nurse herself since she loves it so much. He mocks her savior complex, telling her he doesn't need her pity. At the end of the day, she never actually believed in him anyway. Honestly, It's pretty wild how easily she believes Zachary's lie that Ethan pushed him down the stairs. Before Chloe can even muster a response, Ethan presses on without mercy. He points out that her sudden concern is just guilt. Now that Zachary is hurt, she's desperately trying to make up for ignoring him before. She is just as selfish as the rest of them. Honestly, he doesn't care. There are still people who actually trust him, and that's enough. He tells her to get back to her seat. Ethan warns her to stop disrupting his classes. While the whole room stares, Na nervously shrinks back into her desk, terrified. Mia sits quietly right next to him with an adorably blank expression, which Ethan finds pretty amusing to watch. He gently pats her soft hair. After school, Ethan finally heads back to his bedroom. He lights a relaxing aroma bead, letting the faint, sweet scent slowly wash away the day's stress. Over at the Zane family mansion, Fiona suddenly bolts upright in bed, panting heavily from a terrifying dream. What is happening to her? Why would she dream of something so horrific? Clutching her hair like a madwoman, Fiona lets out a hoarse, desperate shriek. Her vacant eyes stare into nothingness, unable to distinguish between the nightmare and actual reality. Footsteps echo down the hall as the door is thrown open, revealing Fiona curled up in a tight corner. Mother Zane rushes inside, begging Fiona not to scare her, and demanding to know what's wrong. Fiona just lies there on the floor, mumbling in a daze. Lana leans closer, and barely catches the name Ethan. Lana quickly blames Ethan for hurting her sister, but a sharp, stinging slap suddenly echoes through the entire room. Lana clutches her burning cheek, staring at her older sister in absolute shock as her body trembles. Fiona becomes completely hysterical, screaming at Lana to repeat that while tears stream down her face. What right does she have to speak his name? Absolutely none of them do. Curled on the floor like a terrified child, Fiona just rocks back and forth, desperately sobbing for forgiveness. She eventually blackouts and gets rushed to the hospital, leaving the Zane family in absolute disbelief. Fiona was perfectly fine before falling asleep, so how could she have a total mental breakdown overnight? The next morning, Fiona wakes up, rips the IV line out of her arm, and stumbles out. Lana spots her and follows, but Fiona vanishes before Lana can catch her. Meanwhile, Ethan is sitting in class for morning study. Suddenly, his homeroom teacher calls him out of the room. Someone claiming to be Ethan's sister is waiting at the gate. His classmates are shocked, having never heard of him having family. Since he always attended school events alone, Ethan coldly replies that he does not have a sister. Assuming it's a mistake, the teacher steps out to answer a call. Fiona's voice crackles over the line, begging to see Ethan, and insisting that she really is his sister. She's begging at the gate, and since the phone is on speaker, Ethan hears every painful word. The teacher looks at him helplessly, and Ethan has to walk down. That's when he spots Fiona's frail figure. Fiona frantically calls his name the moment she sees him, but Ethan stops and asks coldly what she wants. His freezing tone stabs right through her heart. Fiona can barely keep her balance, clinging weakly to the metal fence. With tears streaming down, she pleads for him to forgive her mistakes and just come back home. Ethan reminds her he blocked her for a reason. He tells her she must have the wrong guy. Fiona stares in utter disbelief, begging him to stop looking at her with such cold eyes. She begs for one last chance, promising to protect him from now on, but Ethan cuts her off coldly. He repeats it. One last time. He simply does not have a sister. His grandparents died when he was 13, leaving him completely alone. He warns her to stop harassing him or he will call the police. With that, he turns his back and walks away. Fiona collapses right onto her knees with a thud. By the time she blinks, Ethan is completely gone from sight, and all the color drains from her face. Left collapsed on the floor, she cried her eyes out. Back in class, Mia gently asked if they were the ones behind this. You just nodded. You told her you cut all ties yesterday. Mia nodded. Looking pretty sweet and innocent, you wanted to pinch her cheeks. Mia blushed bright red and looked down, but a tiny, happy smile still crept onto her face. Chloe stared at the two of you, remembering how you used to give her that exact same warm smile back then. Later that afternoon, as you and Mia walked out of school talking about what to eat for dinner, you ran into Fiona again. Fiona was waiting by the school gate. She had pretty obviously been there all day. She still had dirt all over her pants, but you did not care. You completely ignored her and walked right past. Rushing to catch up, Fiona pleaded with you to let her buy you dinner. Hearing that only made you feel incredibly annoyed. You coldly reminded her of what you said yesterday. From now on, you are total strangers. Then, you told Mia to get on the bike, but she was not letting you go. Not today. Fiona blocked your bike, desperately begging for a chance to talk. She kept begging to speak, but you just gave her a freezing stare. You told her to move, yet she stood her ground. Fiona pleaded, Ethan, I know I messed up. Please just let me explain. It will only take a single minute of your time. You snapped back, telling her you did not care about her excuses. You already made everything crystal clear yesterday, and there was nothing left to say. As you tried to leave, she shook her head frantically, crying out that she just wanted you to listen to her. Tears were streaming down her face now. She kept trying to wipe them away, but she was completely losing control of her emotions. You just frowned at her sobbing. Your tears are way too cheap. Fiona forced a weak smile through her sobbing, claiming she was fine. She just begged for a single moment to talk to you. You told her she made you sick. Then, you shoved her aside and rode off, leaving her watching your retreating back helplessly. She collapsed onto the dirt, crying alone for hours before finally dragging herself home. Back at the Zane family villa, Lana rushed over to hug her while Mother Zane scrambled to comfort her distraught daughter. Mother Zane promised to take her to the hospital tomorrow and then visit her brother, Zachary, who was supposedly sick with worry. Fiona looked up, asking if Zachary was truly her mother's biological son. This question completely froze Mother Zane. She claimed he was, asking what was wrong. Fiona dropped it, deciding not to ask anything else. Instead, Fiona declared that starting tomorrow, she would claim her family shares and take control of the company's daily business. Her father tried to stop her, worried about her health, but she refused. She insisted she was fine and had simply woken up from a nightmare. Back in her room, Fiona finally broke down. The terrifying memories of her dream kept flashing in her mind, tearing her apart. The painful images broke her heart. She desperately tried telling herself it was only a nightmare. But deep down, she knew every single horrible detail had actually happened. She choked back tears, whispering to herself to stay strong. She muttered that Ethan hated seeing her cry. It was not too late, and she believed that one day, he would forgive her. Bright and early the next morning, you stepped outside your complex only to find Fiona standing there, waiting for you. She rushed over, holding out a warm thermos and begging you to try the breakfast she had made for you. You just stared at her and chuckled coldly. You asked her if she remembered the one thing Zachary used to tell you constantly. He always said that the unloved child is the true trash. And you finally understood exactly what those words meant. Get ready for this brutal move. You took her porridge, walked straight to the garbage can with a smile, and said trash belongs in the bin. With that, you tossed the food directly into the garbage. Fiona froze, as her hopeful expression shattered, yet she desperately tried to force another smile. She whispered it was fine, promising to bring something entirely different for you tomorrow. You sneered, asking if she was mentally sick or if she honestly found this pathetic stalking game amusing. She quickly tried to explain. She insisted she only wanted to take care of you now. You just laughed, bringing up the day Zachary threw himself down the stairs. Back then, her attitude was completely different. Fiona watched you walk away, unable to say another word as she quietly sobbed. She whispered an apology, wishing with all her heart that she could hear you call her sister just one last time. Feeling the cool morning breeze, you turned to Mia and asked if she wanted to know what flying actually felt like. Her eyes lit up with excitement as she agreed. You told her to close her eyes and spread her arms wide. Together, you sped down the steep hill, feeling the thrilling rush of weightlessness. Her crisp laughter echoed like silver bells, and her bright energy completely infected you with happiness. Watching from a distance, Fiona followed you, completely frozen as she stared at the genuine happiness on your face. That was a smile Fiona hadn't seen in ages. She remembered it showing up when Ethan first joined the Zane family, but somewhere along the line, she completely forgot when it faded away. Truth is, she never really cared about him, so those tiny details just slipped her mind. She only snapped back to reality when they finally pulled up to the school gates. Just then, someone tapped on Fiona's car window. She looked up and saw her parents, Lana and Zachary, standing there. Zachary ran up all excited, shouting that he knew his big sister would come drop him off. Their mother smiled warmly. She said Fiona cared about him the most, so of course she'd show up for his big day back at school. Fiona completely ignored the warm welcome. Her face stayed stone cold as she glared at Zachary, muttering that she had things to do before driving off. She slammed the gas pedal down instantly, leaving Zachary stumbling and nearly throwing him onto the hard pavement. Luckily, Lana caught him just in time. Zachary stared at Fiona's disappearing car, a flicker of pure resentment hiding in his eyes. He whimpered, asking if his big sister hated him now. But Mother insisted she was just stressed out and unwell lately. She'll be fine soon, Mother said, while Zachary pouted, acting all fragile. He sobbed that it was his fault for letting Ethan push him down the stairs, putting on a deeply traumatized show. His parents sighed in relief. They told him not to worry, glad that the family troublemaker was finally out of their lives. Now no one could ever hurt their precious boy again. Zachary smirked inside, playing the perfect, obedient son. He promised to study hard to help them later. After that sickening family bonding moment, Zachary strolled onto campus with high hopes. But watch this, he's dying to find Ethan because he thinks he's about to ruin his life. When Ethan walked into class, he saw everyone crowding around Zachary, offering their fake sympathy. Zachary was absolutely soaking up all the attention like a sponge. He looked incredibly smug and satisfied. Classmates grumbled about how brutal Ethan was for throwing him down the stairs, calling it straight-up criminal assault. They demanded he call the cops and get that psycho locked up immediately. Zachary sighed, saying that even though Ethan went too far, it was senior year. Calling the cops would ruin Ethan's record forever. He claimed he just couldn't bring himself to do it, playing the tragic hero. Declaring his body might be broken but his spirit remained unbowed, he earned a massive round of applause. Everyone cooed over how sweet he was, telling him he only got bullied because he was far too forgiving. Loving every second of the praise, Zachary waved it off, pretending to be humble. He preached about how a kind heart changes people way better than violence ever could. More clapping followed. Zachary sat down with a highly satisfied grin. The moment the bell rang, Zachary rushed over to Ethan's classroom. But seeing Ethan laughing and chatting happily with Mia through the door made his blood boil instantly. He fumed, wondering why he had to suffer while Ethan got to be perfectly happy. Stepping inside, more classmates swarmed Zachary to ask how he was doing. Even Chloe showed him a bit of sympathy. Zachary smiled back at everyone, but he quickly noticed that Ethan hadn't even bothered to look up at him once. He shuffled over to Ethan with a sad, pathetic face, whimpering that he didn't blame him. With tears in his eyes, he claimed he must have done something wrong, pausing dramatically so everyone would assume the worst. Check out Ethan's reaction. He just sneers right back at the dirty looks. He told Zachary he was practically begging for trouble, wondering why he'd crawl right back after getting thrown down the stairs. Ethan called him pathetic, making Zachary burst into tears and sniffle helplessly. Zachary leaned in close, whispering that he knew it was just an accident and he forgave him. Then he hissed, mocking Ethan about how it felt to be kicked out, calling him unloved. Useless garbage. He sneered that Ethan was nothing more than a total, worthless loser now. Zachary fully expected a punch to prove how violent he was, but Ethan only let out a soft, relaxed laugh. Ethan smirked, thanking Zachary for helping him escape that toxic family while walking away with a huge stack of cash. He used to have nothing, but hearing this made Zachary's face twist in anger. It was all true. Ethan used to have zero assets, but now he had glowing skin and incredibly handsome features. Plus, he walked away with tons of cash. Zachary ground his teeth, feeling a deep, heavy knot of worry. Sure, his birth family threw him out, but Ethan would never need their fake love ever again. Aren't you full of regret, but you just smile? Oh, sure, whatever you say must be right, haha. Seeing that smile, Zachary feels a sudden wave of pure anger and a dull chest ache. You stare at his pale face, grinning playfully. Why is your face looking so ugly today? Did your kidney deficiency get even worse? Completely triggered by your words, Zachary clutches his chest and stumbles back. His face loses all color. Why do you always humiliate me? I literally just wanted to be friends. Why do you have to treat me so horribly? He turns his tearful gaze toward Mia, trying to act all fragile and weak. But Mia just puffs up her little cheeks. She mutters innocently, "You ate classmate Ethan's vomit. You are a creep, so please just get out of our classroom." That completely breaks Zachary's defenses. He starts coughing violently, looking at Chloe with a face full of total misery. "Chloe, I'm not sick. It's just a panic attack because of how Ethan humiliated me. You have to believe me." Chloe frowns and steps forward, telling him to go get checked at the infirmary first. "Your face looks absolutely terrible. Stop chasing Ethan because he won't apologize anyway." You nod slightly, fully agreeing with her words. But get this, Chloe still blames him for everything. Even if Zachary was wrong, pushing him down the stairs was unforgivable. She feels deeply disappointed and angry with you. Seeing Chloe's reaction, Zachary is secretly thrilled. He looks up at her with needy, pleading eyes. He whines that he only wanted to fix things with Ethan, never expecting he would actually do this. His voice sounds weak and his eyes are filled with fake affection. He believes that since you got kicked out of the Zane family, the marriage alliance with the Lawson family will naturally go to him. But watching him, Chloe suddenly feels incredibly nauseous. She tells him to just go to the infirmary, then quickly walks back to her seat. Zachary completely misses her obvious impatience. He actually thinks she cares. Turning around, he glares at you with pure venom in his eyes. Without missing a single beat, you proudly flip him the middle finger. Mia looks at you, wondering why that guy keeps looking for trouble when you already left. You sigh helplessly. Some people are just born like this. Guys like Zachary are literally begging to get slapped. You can't stop them even if you try. Walking out of the school gates, you spot Fiona waiting there again. Zachary runs over all excited, asking his sister if she came just to pick him up. The surrounding classmates stare, And here is where it gets crazy. The moment Fiona spots you, her jaw literally drops. She tells Zachary to head home first because she has business, then walks straight towards where you are standing. Fiona steps right up next to you and asks softly, Ethan, is riding a bike too tiring? Let your big sister drive you from now on, okay? You completely ignore her and keep walking, but she scrambles to keep up, wearing a pretty desperate pleading smile. She begs you for just one more chance, admitting she messed up before. She promises she will be a good sister this time. She promises not to make you angry anymore. But you remain completely unmoved, and her eyes slowly fill with tears. She chokes up, begging you not to ignore her, and asking for just one simple chance to make it up to you. Her pleading eyes are filled with pure desperation. She doesn't even expect immediate forgiveness. She just desperately wants you to stop pushing her away like this. You smile with a hint of mockery, asking Fiona what she actually wants from you. Spotting your smile, Fiona quickly wipes away her tears and whispers that she won't cry anymore if it makes you mad. She just wants to treat you better. You nod with a cold grin, telling her to stay far away from you instead. That is what is best for you. Fiona's heart completely clenches, her expression shattering into pure sorrow and deep regret. She frantically shakes her head, crying that if she walks away, you will forget her. She will do absolutely anything else. You sneer, calling Fiona incredibly shameless. Mia, standing right beside you, can't even watch this play out anymore and speaks up coldly. Your family kicked classmate Ethan out, and now you show up putting on some fake, dramatic act? It is honestly so weird. If you actually feel regret, why did you kick him out? Fiona pales, as if a sharp blade just stabbed into her chest. She lets go of you, clutching her chest in agony, while sobbing. She cries that she never wanted this. Mia snaps back that leaving her family only made classmate Ethan completely free. All you ever brought him was cold pain anyway, because you do not know him. Then Mia turns and smiles warmly at you. She asks if you two can go, and you nod softly. Watching that gentle gaze, Fiona feels another sharp stab of agony. You used to look at her exactly like that. Back then, you wanted her affection more than anything in the world. Watching you walk away, Fiona's eyes are completely hollow with despair, while Zachary watches the entire thing from a distance. Clenching his fists tightly, Zachary muttered a bitter curse under his breath. Why is Sister Fiona still running off to see Ethan after he left? Ethan, why did you have to come back anyway? If you had just stayed gone, everything would be so great. Taking a deep breath, Zachary walked straight up to Fiona. Sis, what is wrong? Did Ethan seriously make you cry out of pure anger? He is totally despicable. I tolerated his bullying before, but hurting my sister is something I absolutely will not tolerate. Fiona slowly raised her cold, tear-filled eyes to look at Zachary. They were completely swollen and bloodshot from crying her heart out. Zachary flinched under her cold gaze. Did Ethan bully you again? He quickly put on a pitiful face and nodded heavily. Sister, you do not even know. Today, I went to find him. Smack. Fiona violently slapped Zachary right across the face. Zachary froze in absolute shock. Sister, why did you have to hit me? Fiona's gaze was dark as she asked coldly why he went to provoke Ethan. She grabbed his wrist tightly, making him pull back in fear. Sis, what is wrong with you? Why do you always keep looking for trouble with Ethan? No, sister, that is not true. I only wanted to apologize to him and make peace, but he humiliated me first, Zachary explained in a panic. Normally, this pity act would win her praise. But watch how her patience completely snaps now. What right do you have to make peace? If it were not for you, would he have been kicked out of this house? Was it actually Ethan who pushed you down? Zachary froze completely. He darted a nervous look at her eyes, then quickly pretended to choke back his tears. Yes, Ethan pushed me. Well, if he did, why did you apologize to him? Zachary backed away from her crazed look in absolute terror. No, sister, I did not want to provoke him at all. I was just worried you would be sad. Fiona sneered coldly. Worried about me? Or are you just terrified sister will hurt you? You claim to love me so much. Yet, I am just upset, and you are already backing away from me in fear. Would you abandon me in a heartbeat? Too? Terrified. Zachary kept backing away step by step, shaking his head. No, sister, I would never dream of abandoning you. You absolutely have to believe me. Aren't you my favorite person? Fiona smiled. Really? Then come here. Sister will take you home. Zachary hesitated. He did not dare step closer at all. He just squeezed out a fake smile. Sister, the driver will take me back. I will go first, otherwise mother will worry about me. With that, he turned and bolted toward the driver. Fiona watched his back, then suddenly slapped her own face. This is the brother I doted on for 18 years. Her heart bled. Now we finally get to see his mask slip. Back home, Zachary immediately runs to Mother Zane, crying his eyes out like a victim. Mother! Seeing him like this, Mother Zane's heart melted completely in an instant. She quickly asked what happened to her precious son, but Zachary just sobbed silently. The bright red handprint on his cheek caught Mother Zane's eye. Her brows furrowed. What happened to your face? Who dared hit you? Before Zachary could even answer, Fiona walked in and coldly admitted she hit him. Mother Zane glared in absolute displeasure. Why did you hit Zachary? Aren't you the one who spoils him the most? What could he have possibly done wrong? Fiona answered without hesitation. He went to find Ethan again today. Mother Zane frowned, looking at Zachary in confusion. What does that mean? Fiona stared coldly at Zachary, demanding to know why on earth he went to see Ethan. Choking back a sob, Zachary explained that brother was kicked out because of him, making him feel absolutely terrible. So I tried to have a good talk, but he publicly humiliated me. I was so sad, but when I told sister, she hit me. Hearing this made Mother Zane's heart ache even more. You actually slapped Zachary just because of a thing like that? He was only trying to fix our family harmony. Why did you get physical? Fiona did not even answer her. Instead, she turned to Zachary and straight up demanded to know if Ethan really pushed him down the stairs. Zachary backed away, sobbing. Eldest sister, you do not believe me? It really was Ethan who pushed me down. He is lying. He did it but is too cowardly to admit it. I cannot believe you doubt me. Mother Zane shielded him behind her. She scolded Fiona, saying they heard it loud and clear that night. It was definitely Ethan who pushed him. How can you not believe your brother? Fiona sneered. Then why, when only you guys were home, did Ethan choose that moment to push you? He already agreed to move out, so why would he do something that stupid? And why did you stop us from calling the cops back then? Were you afraid of the truth? Zachary's face went completely pale. He stammered, saying he only wanted to protect his brother from legal trouble. It is all my fault, sister. Please believe me. Seeing his distress, Mother Zane rushed to comfort her sobbing son. That is enough, Fiona. I believe Zachary, and do not trust a word, Ethan says. Fiona just gives them a freezing glare. She goes to her room. Zachary stares at her back, his heart burning with pure rage. Damn that Ethan. What did he even say to our older sister? Later, after sending Zachary off, Mother Zane goes to knock on Fiona's door. She finds Fiona curled up on her bed, looking exhausted and haggard. Mother Zane speaks softly, apologizing and telling Fiona that Mom should not have yelled at her. She begs her to stop being so angry. She reminds her that Zachary has relied on her since childhood. Mom gets she is upset, but she cannot take all that anger out on Zachary. He is such a sweet kid, who would never frame Ethan. Hearing this, Fiona just lets out a bitter laugh. Zachary is your son, but what about Ethan? Just because you did not raise him, you think you can treat him like garbage? Mother Zane freezes. Fiona snaps right back, angrily demanding to know what is so different. If you had actually watched him, would he have ever been lost and taken away from us? Before finding him, you claimed to feel so guilty. But what about after? How did you people actually treat him once he was back? Fiona chokes up, pulling her knees tight, whispering she is the worst person in this family. If she had only stood up for him sooner, things would never have gotten this bad. She remembers her dream of Ethan promising her everything would be okay. He had promised to carry her and protect her forever. But now, all of those precious moments are completely gone and broken. Fiona clutches her chest. Her hand trembles, out of control. She fights desperately to hold it in, but she is completely breaking down. A terrified Mother Zane wraps her arms around her. Mom promises not to yell anymore, begging to go to the hospital to get her cured. Fiona can only offer a bitter smile. All the light has drained from her eyes. She is far beyond saving, and the one person who could help already despises her. Even if he never forgives her, she is ready to do absolutely anything for him. She quietly whispers that they were all wrong. Mother Zane squeezes her tightly, desperately begging her to speak. But Fiona just stays completely silent. She knows nobody would believe her if she blamed a simple dream. But it was no dream. It was her actual life. Every single detail is crystal clear. That was her real life. And now, Fiona's burning hatred shifts entirely onto Zachary. He's the reason everything ended up so horribly. This boiling anger actually gives her a brand new purpose. She will make Zachary pay for every ounce of pain Ethan suffered. Meanwhile, you are riding your bike, listening to Mia shower you with praise. You act completely cool on the outside. But let's be honest, your ego is getting a massive boost right now. Mia clings tightly to your waist, whispering sweet things that are honestly making your ears turn a bright shade of red. Back in class, Zachary suddenly rushes inside with bloodshot, puffy eyes. Tears are streaming down his face as he stands right in front of you looking incredibly victimized, his voice choking up. He begs you to stop badmouthing him to his sister, claiming he can handle the bullying, but you were the one who pushed him down the stairs. Why lie to her? His fake accusation instantly turns the classroom dead silent. Everyone stares at you in complete shock, treating you like some monster, while you just look at his pathetic act and respond coldly. Listen to yourself. Hear what you are actually saying. Zachary keeps crying, asking why you are still doing this when he has already compromised so much. He begs you not to lie to his sister. Right then, Chloe walks into the room, and Zachary instantly runs to her, whining that Ethan is bullying him and lying to his family. He begs her to stand up for him. You slowly take off your glasses, smirk, and lean right in close to Chloe's ear. Let us make a bet. If I beat up Zachary right now, do you think I will get expelled? If I win, you back me up unconditionally. And if I lose, I will drop out and vanish forever. Before Chloe can even process the bet, you grab Zachary by his hair. Watch this. A brutal slap echoes through the room. You really thought I would not touch you? Zachary is shaking in pure terror, trying to beg for a stop, but you give him zero room. Heavy slaps swell his face up before you land a sharp kick to his stomach. Zachary drops to his knees, howling in agony while clutching his gut. You look down on him with utter disgust, telling him to stop acting like a victim. You keep beating him down while throwing insults, leaving your classmates too frozen in terror to even move. Just like that, all the cheap, manipulative tricks Zachary loved to play completely fall apart, right in front of everyone. Looking around at your shocked classmates, you spit on Zachary's face, warning him never to act like a victim again. Mia comments coldly. Pure savagery. It makes the whole situation feel even more ruthless. Fiona felt your payback wasn't enough, and Zachary was already plotting his next move. He saw a golden chance to ruin you. So when the dean and teacher burst into the classroom, you pulled a total 180, acting completely polite and modest. You just smiled warmly, a massive contrast to the bloody mess that was Zachary on the floor. Zachary put on a pathetic show, sobbing and begging the teachers to save his life. Right then, Mother Zane got the call and rushed straight to the school in a complete panic. Seeing her son so badly beaten, she lost all control, screaming threats and promising to call the cops on you. But check this out. Fiona steps forward, completely shielding you from her own mother. She told everyone it wasn't your fault, pointing out that Zachary was the one who started the fight in the first place. Shocked by his sister's cold shoulder, Zachary kept playing the victim, groaning louder to get his mother's sympathy. Hearing her boy cry broke Mother Zane's heart. She glared at you, practically grinding her teeth in rage, but Fiona stood her ground and refused to move an inch. Furious and helpless, Mother Zane turned to the dean, demanding a full explanation from the school. She yelled that she sent her son here to study, not to get bullied and brutally beaten half to death. Suddenly, Zachary started begging them not to call the cops or expel you, claiming it was hard enough for you to get in. He whimpered that a criminal record would ruin your future, especially since your grades were already pretty bad. If you got expelled, you would never survive at another school. All this time, you just stared at him. He was apparently in so much pain he could barely breathe. Yet he was still defending you. Mother Zane was deeply moved. At first, she had some doubts, but knowing she had already set Zachary up with $18 million, her heart hardened, and she demanded they call the cops. She coldly told the dean this was severe school bullying, and if the police did not handle it, other kids would suffer the same fate. The school's reputation was on the line, and the dean was sweating buckets. A bullying scandal like this could utterly ruin the academy if the press got a hold of it. You just keep smiling like it's a joke. But trust me, Fiona is about to change the whole game. She announced that since her brother asked not to involve the police, the Zane family would drop it and end the matter right here. She looked at Zachary with a mocking smirk, asking him if this was exactly what he wanted. Zachary choked on a sob. Before he could even speak, he burst into tears again. Mother Zane stared at her daughter in absolute shock. Suddenly, Fiona felt like a total stranger, prompting her mother to scream, asking how she could just ignore her battered brother. Fiona's icy attitude stung. She calmly replied that she was simply respecting her brother's wishes. She turned to the dean, stating clearly that Zachary started the fight, so getting beaten was entirely his own fault. The Zane family would not hold a grudge, nor would they make things hard for you. It was officially over. Relieved by this easy way out, the dean eagerly agreed to let it go to protect the school's precious reputation. But you still laid hands on a student, and the dean was fully prepared to force you to drop out. He demanded you call your parents, insisting that some form of serious punishment was still absolutely necessary. You just smiled and shook your head, explaining that your family had all passed away and you were completely alone. Hearing that, Mother Zane felt a sharp, agonizing stab of guilt pierce straight through her chest. Beside you, Fiona clenched her fists as her eyes welled up with tears. Just as things got incredibly awkward, the dean's phone rang. After hanging up, he returned with a strictly professional tone, announcing that both sides were technically at fault since Zachary initiated it. Since Zachary dropped it, you only had to write a simple apology to end this whole mess. You gave a polite nod of thanks, though inside, you were deeply surprised. You fully expected this situation to explode, and you were ready to absolutely crush Zachary to pieces. But it ended right there. Zachary actually fainted on the spot from pure shock. As Mother Zane rushed him to the hospital, your only punishment was writing a simple essay, putting a total end to the drama. Fiona softly asked if you were okay, staring down at your bruised knuckles. Her heart ached so deeply that tears spilled over, and she reached out to comfort you, but you coldly stepped back to dodge her touch. Fiona's hand froze in midair, looking completely dazed. She really thought helping you would finally break the ice. Even now, you wouldn't let up. You just stared at her, ice cold, like absolutely nothing had changed. But Fiona isn't giving up yet. She truly believes time fixes everything, and she refuses to let you go. Fiona forces an awkward smile, asking if your hands are okay. You just look back flatly. As you turn to leave, she calls out in a quiet, desperate voice, apologizing, and it actually makes you freeze. Looking back at her, a rare, gentle smile crosses your face. You tell Fiona you don't even know why she's apologizing, but you definitely won't thank her. Honestly, you'd rather have never met them. Fiona's heart completely breaks, and she desperately tries to explain. She stammers that she knows what their sister did, but you ruthlessly cut her off, stating she's not your sister. Fiona chokes back a sob. She confesses she did so many terrible things, admitting she shouldn't have ignored you or let Zachary run wild, making everyone hate you. She knows you absolutely despise her, but she truly realizes her massive mistakes now. She promises to protect you and never let anyone hurt you again. But you coldly shut her down, turning your back and heading to class. The whispering classmates instantly freeze when you walk in. Talk about satisfying. Chloe stares in absolute disbelief. This school is incredibly strict, and fighting normally gets parents called in immediately. In worst-case scenarios, you get expelled. Yet here you are, strolling back in like it's just another Tuesday. Back at your desk, Mia rests her chin in her hands, smiling sweetly, and asks where that manipulative green tea guy went. You tell her he got carted off in an ambulance after literally fainting from his own explosive rage. Mia covers her mouth, giggling happily as her eyes curve into crescents. She is just glad you two can keep sitting together, her soft voice sounding incredibly relieved. You daze off for a second, noticing her red, puffy eyes. But before you can ask, Mia playfully pinches your waist. She complains that everyone said you'd get expelled, admitting she was seriously worried sick. Giving her a helpless smile, you assure her you're fine because there's tons of proof that idiot Zachary framed you. Honestly, beating him up was letting him off easy. Mia puffs her cheeks, still slightly skeptical but mostly relieved. You nod with a gentle smile, telling her you wouldn't have thrown a punch if you didn't have a backup plan. Mia is just glad she didn't lose her favorite desk partner. Meanwhile, over at the hospital, Zachary lies in bed with swollen, puffy eyes. But here's the best part. He finds out you only had to write a simple apology letter. Like his beating meant absolutely nothing. Realizing this, he starts bawling to his mother, crying about how much it hurts. He chokes on his tears, sobbing that he only wanted to keep Ethan far away from their older sister. His mother holds his hand, promising to protect him, but deep down, she knows the painful truth of this situation. If they had never brought you back to this family, none of this chaos would have ever started. Just then, Lana bursts into the room. Seeing her little brother in this state instantly brings tears to her eyes. She fumes that it is Ethan's fault again, while Zachary plays the victim even harder, crying louder for his sister. He wails to Lana about how terribly you beat him, crying that he is in absolute agony. He begs her for justice, and Lana's expression darkens as she vows to throw you in prison this time. She fumes that you clearly have zero respect for the Zane family, telling their mother they cannot let this slide. But their mother sighs, explaining that Fiona actually used the family name to shield you. She refused to press charges against you, leaving Lana completely stunned and unable to believe it. Lana thought their mom would defend Zachary. Instead, Mother Zane just nods helplessly, saying Fiona's behavior has been deeply concerning lately. Admitting she's genuinely terrified of her own daughter's cold glares, she insists they find Fiona a psychologist immediately. Lana is still in complete shock. Fiona always protected Zachary before. Why on earth would she take your side now? Lana demands to know if they're just letting this slide. Their mother only shakes her head, feeling completely powerless. She explains that Fiona has always been fiercely independent and hates when others meddle in her choices. Maybe the trauma of losing you broke something in her. She simply refuses to accept how cold you've truly become. Lana absolutely hates this. But she knows deep down her mother is probably right. Ultimately, she can only grit her teeth and accept this frustrating reality. Yet, her pure rage toward you only burns hotter. Her expression turns incredibly dark. She fumes that you should have disappeared a long time ago instead of constantly tearing her family apart. She silently vows to make you pay. Storming outside, she pulls out her phone and demands the person on the other end help her beat someone to a pulp. As soon as evening self-study wraps up, you and Mia head out of the school together, but a sudden, deafening motorcycle roar cuts you both off. 7 or 8 bikes quickly surround you both. The leader pulls off his helmet, showing a pretty handsome face. "I am Marcus. Let's get acquainted," he says. His eyes locked on Mia with absolute, undisguised amazement. This is Marcus, the eldest heir of the Ito family, currently chasing after Lana. And him showing up here is definitely someone else's doing. You hide your annoyance, asking flatly if he actually wants something. He claims he heard you can fight, and his crew wants a demonstration. Right away, his thugs close in to trap you. You quickly pull Mia behind you, whispering for her not to worry since they are only after you. You ask if you can invite 2 friends over, making Marcus laugh and agree while Mia grips your sleeve tightly. You two are classmates, neighbors, and dinner partners, so whatever trouble you are facing, she is right there facing it too. Just then, a car pulls up and 2 men step out, calmly scanning the crowd before asking if this is it. You nod. Right then, the other man flashes his police badge, instantly freezing everyone in their tracks. The cops cuff Marcus and his thugs in seconds. Marcus grits his teeth, glaring, unable to believe you called the police. You look back, deadpan. Yep, it was me. Just as they are putting Marcus into the squad car, dozens of sleek luxury vehicles suddenly flood the entire street. Seeing this massive, dramatic display, Ivan and the seasoned police officers are completely frozen in shock. Then, men clad in dark suits begin stepping out of the vehicles, moving with the cold precision of elite soldiers, radiating a heavy, terrifying aura of pure intimidation. You spot Mia staring coldly at the newcomers. She gives a tiny nod, like sending a hidden, silent order to them. The head bodyguard gets the hint instantly, muttering that it is a shame the shop is closed today. Just like that, the fleet of expensive cars speeds away. Walking back, Mia covers her mouth, giggling with a pretty proud look. She chirps that she never expected Ethan to be this clever, wondering if those punks will ever dare act tough again. Her eyes are practically glowing with admiration, making you laugh. You tell her not to let your rough looks fool her. You joke that you are actually pretty smart when it counts. Suddenly, Mia leans against your back, whispering that you are her hero. Her words make your chest tighten up. Your breath gets pretty heavy. Feeling her soft warmth against you, your mind completely spins. Who knew she could actually be this incredibly bold? Back in your room, you try to play it cool, but your mind is still racing with a lot of uneasy thoughts. Pulling out your phone, you unblock Lana's number after all this time, and finally decide to dial her up. You know that if Marcus had not completely underestimated you tonight, things could have ended up way worse. Most of all, you dread to imagine what would have happened if Mia got hurt. Once the call connects, you say coldly, "Lana, today was pretty amusing, was it not? If there is ever a next time, I am going to make you pay." Without waiting for a response, you hang up instantly. Silence completely hangs over the line, but the person holding the phone is not Lana, it is Fiona. Meanwhile, Lana is throwing a massive tantrum next to her, demanding what right Ethan has to talk like that. Fiona stands frozen in shock before suddenly grabbing Lana by the arm, demanding to know what she did to Ethan. After hearing Lana stammer through the details, Fiona snaps, viciously slapping her sister across the face, shouting what right she has to try and hurt Ethan. "How dare you treat him like this?" This slap leaves Lana completely dazed. Her sweet sister actually hit her because of you? Why defend Ethan when he is the one who beat up Zachary? Lana stares at her sister with pure confusion, completely unable to fathom why she is going to such extremes for you. Fiona orders her to come along and apologize to Ethan, but Lana utterly loathes you from the bottom of her heart. How could she ever bring herself to apologize? Fiona squeezes her wrist even tighter, threatening that if Ethan is hurt, she will never forgive her. Lana stumbles back in absolute shock. I mean, how can her sister choose someone who is kicked out of the family? Her sister is choosing a complete outcast over family. "Zachary is your brother," Lana cries. But Fiona ignores her. Fiona raises her hand again but lets it drop, her eyes filling with total despair. Looking away, her tears start splashing onto the cold floor. She collapses, sliding down the wall. Seeing her sister like this, Lana instantly regrets her harsh words, sitting down beside her to gently comfort her and beg her not to cry. She promises to go apologize to Ethan, making Fiona hug her tightly, her voice loaded with endless remorse. Apologizing because they were both so wrong, Lana hugs her back, her heart suddenly aching with a sharp, stinging pain. Tears stream down her face, and she doesn't even know why. Her heart is aching so badly, she just can't stop crying. Seeing her sister cry, Fiona reaches over and gently wipes the tears away. Finally, she rests her forehead against hers and begs in a whisper, "Promise me one thing, stop making things hard for Ethan. Just look at it as me begging you." But hearing Ethan's name only makes her heart ache with bitter resentment. A mess of heavy emotions churns in her chest. She wants to argue, but she just sighs and stops fighting back. She lets her sister lead her out of the villa, and Fiona drives them straight to a luxury apartment complex. Looking at the fancy high-rise, Lana instantly realizes this is where Ethan is living these days. She pulls out her phone with a sneer, thinking Ethan must be thrilled to force her into coming here to apologize. She actually tries to call his number, but wait till you see her reaction when the line connects. "He blocked me," she says. Hearing this, Fiona sinks back into her car seat, realizing he still won't forgive them. Lana scoffs coldly. "If he won't forgive us, then whatever, sister. Ethan is only doing this to get the Zane family money. He'll do absolutely anything." Saying this, she pulls up her bank records and shows the transaction screen to Fiona. "Did you know Ethan took $1 million from me? I bet he used it for this apartment, and he even made me sign a gift deed. He was just terrified that I'd try to get that money back from him someday." Fiona stares blankly at the screen, looking at the transaction and the contract. Her head is spinning. Lana keeps going, "Look, we don't owe him. If we hadn't found him, he'd still be dirt poor, farming in some remote village. How else could he afford a luxury place and a top-tier school? You saw how he acted, sister. It is not that I won't apologize, it is just that Ethan blocked us everywhere." But Fiona stays completely silent. She keeps staring at the building, whispering that they'll wait. Lana can't believe her ears. "Sis, it's past 11 p.m. He's probably asleep. Plus, I have classes tomorrow." But Fiona doesn't say a single word. She just looks up at the few windows with lights still on, wondering how Ethan is doing up there. She just wants one quick look to make sure he isn't hurt, and that he is doing fine. That's more than enough. The next morning, the moment Ethan walks out of the building, Fiona spots him and lets out a massive sigh of relief. He looks completely fine and healthy. No sign of being hurt at all. Feeling relieved, Fiona quickly nudges Lana awake. But Lana just groans, begging to sleep for a few more minutes. Ethan is right there, "Stop sleeping." Fiona doesn't even wait for a reply before dragging her sister straight toward him. Seeing Ethan standing right there makes Lana feel deeply uncomfortable and extremely awkward. When his cold gaze sweeps over her, a sudden panic hits her. Fiona nudges her, and Lana mutters a quiet, reluctant apology. Ethan just gives them a freezing glare. Without uttering a single word, he walks right past them toward his school. Honestly, he's completely done dealing with this toxic family. He just wants them out of his life forever. Seeing him walk away like that makes Lana boil with rage. Sure, maybe she was slightly wrong, but how could she just stand by and watch her own brother get pushed around? Zachary was literally still in a hospital bed. Can you believe this girl? She actually thinks Ethan is the villain here, and that she's just defending her family. Was she supposed to just watch her brother get humiliated? Lana's temper completely flares up, pushing her over the edge. She yanks her arm away from Fiona and steps right up to him. "What is your problem?" Ethan is completely losing his patience at this point. He seriously has no idea what this entire crazy family actually wants from him. Zachary started it, and now Lana is starting drama. Why won't they leave him alone? Lana snaps Ethan, "What is your deal? I came here to apologize, so what is with that attitude?" Ethan just laughs. Fiona is shameless, but Lana is somehow even worse. "Just because you say sorry, I'm supposed to care? Am I supposed to be eternally grateful and wag my tail like a begging dog? Seriously, based on what? Who do you think you are?" Lana explodes, yelling that he put Zachary in the hospital. "Can't I, his sister, vent some anger for my brother?" Fiona only let you off because she still has a tiny bit of hope left. But let me tell you, I know exactly what kind of trash you really are. And I still don't think I did anything wrong. Have you seen Zachary? His entire face is wrapped in heavy bandages. What did he even do to deserve such brutality? If Fiona hadn't forced her, Ethan wouldn't have received a single word of apology from her in a million years. You let out a slow, cold breath. Go ahead and defend Zachary all you want, but remember what I said. Cross me again, and I won't let it slide. Besides, when did I ever ask for your apology? Lana's face turns absolutely pale with rage. Since I'm here, tell me why you hit Zachary. What could he have possibly done to deserve such a brutal beating? Tell me why. You just casually reply with a simple, "Oh, Zachary's done way too much." Take your pick, any single one is a perfect reason. Lana sneers, demanding to know exactly what he did. Right on cue, your phone rings out, and guess who? Zachary's voice comes blaring right through the speaker. Ethan, I can take your bullying, but please don't lie about me to my sisters. You were the one who pushed me down those stairs. You hit pause. Lana frowns, arguing that physical violence wasn't necessary, since Zachary was only trying to protect his sister. What did he do wrong? You ignore Lana completely and stare straight at Fiona. Tell me, Fiona, what did I actually lie about? How did I twist the truth so badly that your precious brother had to protect you? Fiona shakes her head. You never lied or badmouthed anyone, but clearly, some people in this family refuse to see that, clinging to me all day like a leech. Just look at the endless drama and trouble you've brought into my life. Your cold words slice like knives, stabbing straight into Fiona's fragile heart. She truly believed she was helping, but she actually dragged you into a deeper mess, leaving you falsely accused and constantly judged by everyone. Even after hearing her own sister clear things up, Lana still refuses to blame Zachary, desperately making excuses for him. To her, Zachary just didn't have the facts straight. He accused you, sure, but he didn't mean any real harm by it. A simple misunderstanding like this could have been resolved with a quick conversation. Why get violent? You don't even bother explaining yourself anymore. You just hit play on that recording. I don't even blame you for bullying me. Ethan. I just wanted to ask, how does it feel getting kicked out of the house? Zachary's voice is dripping with smug satisfaction. No victim here, just a guy absolutely thrilled to watch you hit rock bottom. Like I said, the unloved child is the real trash. Now I've proved it. Ethan, you are a complete, pathetic piece of garbage. Don't think your biological blood means you can ever challenge my place in this family's hearts. You must be drowning in regret right now. I'll give you one shot. Apologize to me in front of everyone. Play the role of an obedient dog, and maybe I'll let you crawl back to the Zane family. You spineless loser. Your own parents don't care about you at all, and both of your sisters treat you like an enemy. Truly tragic. You check your watch, pause the audio, and tell Mia to hop on the back of the bike. These two wasted enough of our time. Let's roll. Mia nods, brushing right past Fiona and Lana, while whispering a gentle warning. Since you can't be fair or objective, stay away from Ethan. He doesn't need you anymore. He is genuinely happy now. Mia smiles, walking back to your side, leaving Lana standing frozen in absolute shock. Zachary's venomous, hateful words echo in her mind on repeat. She just can't bring herself to believe it. How could the sweet, innocent little brother she helped raise turn into this monster? She desperately prays it's all a nightmare. But seeing the tears shimmering in Fiona's eyes makes her face reality. You hit Zachary because he is a liar, not because he was protecting his sister. Lana stands there, completely lost, as your cold, unforgiving stare flashes in her mind. A sudden, sharp pain spikes through her chest. She clutches at her heart, gasping, completely unable to catch her breath. Fiona quickly rushes to hold her, whispering gentle comforts as Lana leans heavily on her shoulder until the pain fades. Lana weakly whispers that she needs to see Zachary. Together, they rush to the hospital, spotting Mother Zane, happily coddling him through the door. Fiona's gaze darkens. Through the glass, Lana watches Zachary put on that same innocent, sweet smile he always uses. He looks nothing like the vile monster from your recording. Maybe he just wanted attention and handled it poorly. After all, Zachary is still young and acting out. It is only natural he would do childish things out of spite. Lana promises she will talk to Zachary and keep him far away from Ethan. Fiona stays completely silent. She just turns and walks away. Lana knows Zachary will mess up again, but 18 years of being siblings makes it impossible for her to just let go. Staring at Zachary's sweet smile, Lana forces a fake grin and tells him that she missed him.